Going on, everybody? Yeah. End the stream again. Yeah, really. Um, that's what Blaha's been up to. Just thinking of just mostly gaming tonight.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I thought I would sit down and do a video for you guys. Get a sip of water first. Alright. Give you guys a forearm shot. And
200 gigabyte COD update. Holy fuck, dude. There we go. Says only 33 for me. Whatever.
let's talk about this 52 set study. I've got a couple of problems with it. People are citing it as good research, and it's not. And I've made it very clear in previous.
On what basis is it not good research? Obviously they can't placebo control the trial, but it was randomized. He even linked it. They had good controls. They looked at a number of performance metrics. They standardized the workouts. It was a good study. Like, what? He didn't read it. Why is it a bad study?
Previous videos, and I probably need to do this more often for the evidence-based crowd. Because there are problems with the evidence-based crowd. There are problems with exercise science as an actual science. The quality of the research is piss poor at best. And here's the issue. There was a study
That is not true. It depends on the paper.
done, and this is one of several studies on this, and even Eric Helms is involved, a bunch of really respected researchers. And people are like, why don't you link stuff? I'm going to link these in the comments this time. I rarely link studies. I probably need to do it this time. All right. This study that they did by all these respected researchers, if we accept this study as valid,
He didn't read
means
it.
that it invalidates every study that used reps and reserve or RPE in the test.
It doesn't. What? They used reps and reserve in the paper. If you read the full fucking paper, they advised people to leave about 2 reps in reserve. What are they talking about? Like, what? He didn't read the paper.
Testing, okay? All right, guys, there's a bit of protein shake on my cheek right there. All right. I digress. Because it found that in at least one case, an experienced lifter misjudged the reps in reserve by 11. 11!
No, they didn't. What the fuck is he talking about? By the way, average lifter in the study, I think, could do a 315-pound squat. That was the average, I'm pretty sure. It might have actually been higher. But what does he mean? Somebody misjudged the reps in reserve by 11. That's impossible. If you actually look at the wide body of research, most people misjudge by less than 1.
Good evening, VG. I hope that you are better tonight than last night. Fuck the academic left for not condemning anti-Semitism.
Let me take a look.
Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate?
Do you consider chimps odd-order predators? They actively hunt other primates, and seem to also exhibit needless cruelty much like humans and orcas.
I'm not sure. They may be. So, yeah, they are very cruel, for sure. And the way they hunt down other monkeys is just sickening, so I wouldn't be against culling chimpanzees because they do hunt and kill. Thanks for the donation, Veganism.
Penn's rules or code of conduct? Yes or no?
If the speech turns into conduct, it can be harassment. Yes.
I am asking specifically calling for the genocide of Jews. Does that constitute bullying or harassment?
If it is directed and severe or pervasive, it is harassment.
So the answer is yes.
It is a context-dependent decision, Congresswoman.
It's a context-dependent decision. That's your testimony today. Calling for the genocide of Jews is depending upon the context. That is not bullying or harassment. This is the
Jesus.
easiest question to answer yes, Ms. McGill. So is your testimony that you will not answer yes?
If it
This is University of Penn State president.
is, if the
Yes
speech
or no?
becomes, if the speech becomes conduct, it can be harassment. Yes.
Conduct meaning committing the act of genocide? The speech is not harassment? This is unacceptable, Ms. McGill. I'm going to give you one more opportunity for the world to see your answer. Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Penn's code of conduct when it comes to bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
It can be harassment.
The answer
Wow. This is the Penn State University president. What the fuck?
is yes. And Dr. Gay at Harvard, Ms. McGill at Penn, does calling for
That is fucking crazy. Like, my God, the rampant anti-Semitism is just nuts, dude. Penn State University president.
Remember this dude? He's still making videos. Can we please watch and react?
You did not give me a link. If you give me a link, we can take a look. Thanks for the donation. Richard is gay as fuck.
Onik, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Dr. Gay, a Harvard student calling for the mass murder of African Americans is not protected free speech at Harvard, correct?
Our commitment to
It's a
free
yes or no
speech-
question. Is that corrected? Is that okay for students to call for the mass murder of African Americans at Harvard? Is that protected free speech?
Our commitment to free speech
It's a yes or no
extends-
question. Let me ask you this. You are president of Harvard, so I assume you're familiar with the term intifada, correct?
I've heard that term, yes.
And you understand that the use of the term intifada in the context of the Israeli-Arab conflict is indeed a call for violent armed resistance against the state of Israel, including violence against civilians and the genocide of Jews. Are you aware of that?
That type of hateful speech is personally abhorrent to me.
And there have been multiple marches at Harvard with students chanting, quote, "There is only one solution, intifada revolution," and, quote, "globalize the intifada."
What's your opinion on feminism? And do you think that men and women are treated equally? I think women that claim that they are oppressed are delusional, at least women in Western countries.
Men and women are not treated equally. You can see that in like objective data. Women aren't criticized as harshly. They're infantilized a lot of the time. There's lower expectations on them in general. So no, men and women aren't treated equally. I wouldn't say women are oppressed, though, but asking my opinion on feminism is way too general of a question. I can't really answer that. Feminism can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. I don't know if you're talking about, like, radical intersectional feminism or just feminism in general, like what type of feminism. So I don't know. Thanks for the donation, though, dude.
How are you feeling? Get a good night's sleep.
I did get good sleep. I'm sleeping too much, though, but the depression I have right now is just making me, like, tired pretty much constantly. It's pretty annoying. Feeling better right now than I was last night, but, you know, the reason I'm streaming so late is just because all day I've been having pretty bad depression. It's only just now that my mood improved that I decided to stream, so a lot of ups and downs, unfortunately. But thanks for the donation, James.
So if I went to Harvard and called for the genocide of Muslims, I would be protected under their code of conduct. Cool.
No, it's only when it comes to Jews, apparently. Like, we know it's only Jews. Because anti-Semitism is so rampant at these universities that even the faculty, even the presidents, are okay with anti-Semitism. But if you were to say that about Muslims, they'd have you banned. You'd be kicked out. It's beyond fucked. Thanks for the donation, though, veganism.
I think I lost what little respect I have left for Joey. The comments on this are just horrifying. People are bashing each other over and over. One commenter said that Israel shouldn't exist.
Let me take a look. Okay, so nothing anyone says will ever justify this level of depravity. It's disgusting and beyond belief. October 7th was really fucked up, but lost for words how anyone can support the mass murders of innocent as a response. Joey's a fucking moron. Okay. You have no idea what you're talking about. If you want to blame civilian casualties on anyone, then blame Hamas, since they're the ones using human shields. It's funny how people are calling this a genocide when the IDF drops leaflets giving instructions to leave an area that's about to be bombed and does everything they reasonably can to avoid civilian casualties. The fucking dumbass. Joey is beyond fucking stupid, dude. Stick to fucking vegan activism. Like, this dumbass doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I don't know why these people don't just stick to vegan activism when they're not geopolitic. Like, I wouldn't consider myself to be a geopolitical expert, but, you know, I'm at least politically savvy enough to know my shit from my oatmeal. So I don't know why the fuck they feel like they have to, dip their head into this, this sort of sphere when they just have no fucking clue. Thanks for the donation, Dutchy.
I wonder how that would play in the Gaza Strip. Maybe Hamas 3 multi-billionaire leaders could donate some money to help their Gaza compatriots and build gay-friendly mosques in the Gaza Strip.
Yeah, we know that's not going to happen. The only way Hamas would build gay-friendly mosques in the Gaza Strip is if they were going to use that to weed out and kill gay people. That's the only way that's going to happen. Thanks for the donation, though, James. Give them flyers telling them they will get bombed instead of just not bombing. Yeah, so stupid. Is Israel supposed to just let Hamas massacre their own citizens and not do anything about it? So because Hamas hides in civilian locations, Israel can't do anything? So if Hamas just wants to do October 7th attacks over and over and over again, they can just do that because, oh, but you'll bomb civilians. Is that how that works? Thank you. Why don't you take your fucking bullshit somewhere else, dipshit? Bye. You're banned. Fuck you.
Oh games, can we play more Spider-Man 2? Wanna see you complete the story and your reaction. What's been your favorite spam of the year? For me, it's either a Big Lenny channel, World War III or Doink Doink.
Doink would definitely be my favorite spam of the year. It's pretty good. I'll try to play Spider-Man 2 tonight. Thanks for the donation, Prismo.
Despite all of the academic left not condemning anti-Semitism, here's what came from that hearing.
House passes resolution declaring anti-Zionism a form of anti-Semitism. Some Democrats are critical. I wouldn't call that a form of anti-Semitism, but I kind of understand why they passed that sort of resolution. It's just because usually in almost every circumstance when people talk about anti-Zionism, it's in the context of anti-Semitism, but yeah, I wouldn't say anti-Zionism is necessarily anti-Semitic. So I guess what's more important is how they define Zionism. The House on Tuesday approved a GOP-led resolution that condemns anti-Semitism and formally declares anti-Zionism, or opposition to the movement for a Jewish state of Israel, as a form of anti-Semitism, an issue that has divided Democrats amid the Israel-Hamas war. Yeah, I don't know if I totally agree with that. I think that's a slight step too far, maybe, because I don't see that being in line with anti-Semitism necessarily. It's just that usually when people are anti-Zionist, they are anti-Semitic, usually. Anyway, I don't know. The outcome might be better off. Anyway, thanks for the donation though, Ben.
Speech is fine, but action is prohibited.
Yeah, that was a bizarre statement. It's only when people act on the, claim that we should genocide the Jews that they'll actually do anything. That's fucking insane. Thanks for that donation, James.
Arabic is a Semitic language, bro.
I don't know about that, but thanks for that donation, Anonymous.
So basically Raxim turds puck at these cultures will get you kicked out, but anti-white racism is okay.
Anti-white racism and anti-Semitism seems to be okay at these universities, but anything else is not okay. It's really stupid. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Anybody that donates, just donate with my name, Cat Daddy. I give you all permission. And when you do, just make fun of how gay my profile picture is. Richard. I'm gay. I figured out why I'm a fucking faggot. All the soy feminized my balls and tits.
Okay, that's good to know. Thanks for the warning. Appreciate the donation, Cat Daddy.
Do you have any idea what might be causing your depression? Any new Frank vids?
I think it might be related to seasonal depressive disorder. So when the weather's shitty and it gets cold outside, I think that worsens my depression. So that's likely part of it. No new Frank vids, not even any shorts, unfortunately. So I guess we'll have to just look up some muscle mommies later. Thanks for the donation though, James.
How is Big Lenny looking these days?
Let me take a look. I think he's out of the hospital now.
As I'm out here meditating and praying, which I normally do after I wake up, and drink about 12 ounces of water.
Well, he's looking as good as he can look, I guess.
I get a lot of questions in DM.
He doesn't look dead quite yet. So... yeah, still not dead. Thanks for the donation, James.
How are you not an all intellectually embarrassed to publicly comment that a military force that admitted to at least 70% civilian deaths is doing everything they can to avoid them?
Here we fucking go, dude. I said they're doing everything they reasonably can.
Look at this photo of a recent airstrike that Israel carried out. Do you guys notice anything different? This whole building is standing. Just this one floor, this one apartment is blown out with very little damage done to the...
I don't like watching videos like this because I don't know if this is something Israel did. I have no idea. I don't know the context. I don't even know if this is from the current war going on in Gaza right now. This could be an old photo or video from years ago. I have no idea.
The surrounding architecture. This is what's called a surgical strike that was carried out by Israel against a senior level Hamas member's home. This is the type of precision that Israel is very well capable of. So
I have no idea if that's true or not. The way the building is blown out, that does not look like something that can just be done where you can only blow out one level of a building. That doesn't make any sense to me. That's not how explosives work.
So when we see footage like this of them leveling entire neighborhoods and bringing down entire apartment buildings, just know that they've always had the ability and the option.
No, that's total bullshit. You can't, that's just not how explosives work. You can't just have an explosive literally only have a blast that fucking transfers force like sideways and only blow out one fucking level of a building. This guy's an idiot. Anyway, thanks for the donation, Quest. You're a dumbass.
There's been some fucked up articles recently of witness accounts of Hamas gang rapes and doctors saying they've seen hundreds of bodies indicating sexual violence, etc. And the apologia still continues.
Oh yeah, it's beyond fucked, dude. Believe all women, what was always an absurd overreach. Women should be heard, claims should be investigated, but evidence is required.
The way Jews view us goys, is the way goys view animals. They do not believe we have the right to life. It is in the Talmud. You can say that that is anti-Semitic, but it's true, and if you ignore that, you'll eventually be in a human factory farm.
I know the Talmud is, like, it is extremely racist and homophobic. The difference is Jews don't really believe in the Talmud. But thanks for the donation to you. Evidence is required. Same is true for allegations out of Israel, but also this isn't a believe women scenario because no female victims have offered testimony. There's literally video footage of it. What are you talking about? For years, certain people demanded we replace due process with believe all women. These same people, when presented with evidence of the mass rape of Israeli women, now demand context. Believe all women became don't believe the confessions of rapists if their victims are Jews. Yeah, really. This person's a fucking crackpot.
The White House won't condemn the people who are both
Like, there's video footage of this.
sides of it. What do you make of that?
I want to make sure your audience understands what we just witnessed with Pramila Jayapal's interview, because it is part of it's a microcosm of something much, much larger, which is this, Leland. The same people who for 6 years have told us that every man who flirts with a coworker should be chased out of public life, the same people who replaced due process with believe all women, these same people and organizations, when presented with evidence of the mass rape of Israeli women, suddenly turned around and said, we need more context, we need more evidence. Who's to say? They took their standard of believe all women and flipped it on a dime to don't even believe the men who are bragging about mass rapes the minute the victims were Jews.
Yeah, they've literally captured Hamas members admitting to raping all these fucking women. There's video footage of it online. Some of the rescued hostages have even talked about this, and then they're, like, denying it. It's beyond fucked.
Check out Fat Fuck Christie's based takes recently.
Alright, I will take a look at that in just a moment. Thanks for the donation, Bendover.
Why do you continue to watch Frank's content? Is it a form of self-hate? He isn't even a particularly good lol cow, and his videos are boring as fuck.
Well, there's a few reasons. There's some funny shit that happens occasionally. He's not nearly as entertaining as he used to be, but there's some funny shit that happens occasionally. And James likes watching him, so that's one of the reasons why we watch him too. But thanks for the donation, N-word. I'm not going to say your whole name.
Nigga, why you always gotta be yelling like a fucking lunatic every time I jump on the stream? As your marketing director, I'm telling you to calm the fuck down, or I'll chant goo goo gaga uxy jouxt jury and write a hobbity bobbity.
Fuck you.
Hello, Mr. Gaines. I had been wondering if you've looked into alpha-yohimbine supplements, ginkgo biloba, cortisol blockers or L-theanine used in stacks, or have dabbled stimulants previously, i.e. amphetamines, to attain your prior physique. Thanks.
No. If you're talking about, like, when I first started my channel and I was super lean, the reason I was that lean is just because I was cycling so much. So I was doing about 3 to 4 hours of cycling a day on average, and at a pretty high intensity too. It was really close to my aerobic threshold. So that's why I used to be really lean, but I was also, like, super skinny and didn't have much muscle. But thanks for the donation. I've never taken any of whatever the bullshit you said. Yohimbine or whatever. I've never done any stimulants.
I don't even know why you keep watching garbage. It's no wonder why you're depressed. This is so fucking boring. Ban me right now. I bet you won't, bitch. I wanna fuck your wife just like I want to fuck everybody's wife because I'm the top G bitch.
Right. Thanks for the donation. Richard banned me, lol. He never read any of my comments until I disagreed with him and he raged like an angry teenager. I banned you because you're promoting anti-Semitic garbage in my fucking channel, so if you don't want to get banned again, don't do it. If you say any stupid shit like Israel's committing a genocide, Israel doesn't have to use any bombs or explosives, they shouldn't be able to defend themselves type rhetoric, you're banned. Okay? I don't fucking care. You can say whatever stupid shit you want. I'm not letting people post anti-Semitic fucking bullshit in my channel, basically stating Israel shouldn't be able to commit any military action to defend themselves. And same thing with Ukraine. I don't let people fucking post pro-Russian propaganda in my chat either. So go fuck yourself. Okay, cool. Make another account, fuckhead. Have fun.
You never watched all the new Frank shorts the other night. Can we please watch? Also, I want to stick my inverted question mark inside of your mom's peach emoji and then squirt cucumber juice all over your inverted exclamation point LLLL 70 quadrillion.
That's good. I'm pretty sure we did watch all of his shorts last night, but I'll double check. Thanks for that donation, dude.
At every debate, you go out on the stump and you say something. All of us see it on video. We confront you on the debate stage. You say you didn't say it, and then you back away. And I want to say one.
Exactly what I said, Chris.
I'm not done yet.
Well, this
now
is
look.
This is nonsense. This man is spewing. This man is spewing nonsense.
Let me tell you something. This is the fourth debate. The fourth debate that you would be voted in the first 20 minutes as the most obnoxious blowhard in America. So shut up for a little while.
I'm gonna respond to that. Your version of
no, I want to say
I'll take that.
I want to say something else. We're now 25 minutes into this debate, and he has insulted Nikki Haley's basic intelligence, not her positions. Her basic intelligence. She doesn't know regions. She wouldn't be able to find something on a map that his 3-year-old could find. Look, if you want to disagree on issues, that's fine. And Nikki and I disagree on some issues. But I'll tell you this, I've known her for 12 years, which is longer than he's even started to vote in a Republican primary. And while we disagree about some issues and we disagree about who should be president of the United States, what we don't disagree on is this is a smart, accomplished woman, and you should stop insulting her.
Well, he wasn't wrong about Vivek.
He's made it very clear. There's no mystery to what he wants to do. He started off his campaign by saying, I am your retribution. 8 years ago, he said, I am your voice. This is an angry, bitter man who now wants to be back as president because he wants to exact retribution on anyone who has disagreed with him, anyone who has tried to hold him to account for his own conduct. And every one of these policies that he's talking about are about pursuing a plan of retribution. And yet, at the first debate, my 3 colleagues on this stage, when asked if he would be convicted of federal felonies, would they still support him, raise their hand, looked into the camera, and let everybody know that they would still support him even if convicted of federal felonies. Federal felonies, by the way. Federal felonies which involve our election process, federal felonies which involve the most sensitive of our governmental secrets, federal felonies where he instructed others to commit crimes, folks who are now agreeing to go to jail because of what they did in his name. So do I think he was kidding when he said he was a dictator? All you have to do is look at the history. And that's...
Yeah, Christie's right about Trump for sure.
You go and you say the truth about somebody who is a dictator, a bully, who has taken shots at everybody, whether they've given him great service or not over time, who dares to disagree with him, then I understand why these 3 are timid to say anything about it. Maybe it's because they have future aspirations Maybe those future aspirations are now, or maybe they're 4 years from now. But the fact of the matter is the truth needs to be told. And for us to go 17 minutes without discussing the guy who has all those gaudy numbers you talked about is ridiculous. I'm in this race because the truth needs to be spoken.
Yeah, at least he's based about Trump. I don't like Christie, but at least he's right about Trump.
Come to bed, babe. I'm sorry I pooped and peed in the sheets last night. I couldn't hold it in after you popped out that plump brown cock from my tiny Belgian bum. Everything was loose and I just had to. I ate it for breakfast, so it's clean now, I promise.
Well, apology accepted, Richard's juicy Belgian whore. Appreciate the donation.
Then why do people like Dark Sovia and this guy defend Planstein?
Who is this idiot?
To make the generalization that a lot of Americans...
I don't care. I don't know who the fuck that is. Thanks for that donation, Dodo.
Why did Israeli traders buy massive short positions before the October 7th attacks? It couldn't have possibly been because they were tipped off by Mossad, and the attacks from the largest surveillance region were either orchestrated or allowed to happen.
I haven't seen any evidence that there was forewarning ahead of time and the attacks were some strategic long game to justify invading Gaza. There's literally no evidence. Yeah, there's strange coincidences, but there's no evidence. Thanks for that donation, though, Tio.
If the US had a functioning State Department, there would be a push for both a ceasefire and serious negotiations.
No. I think fucking Joe Biden was against the idea of a ceasefire, and it looks like most members of Congress aren't in support of a ceasefire either. So I don't think so. Thanks for the donation, though, James.
Thanks for calling out Joey. I've just unfollowed and unsubscribed him. I even reported some of the fucked up comments in the post as hate speech. This anti-Semite behavior in the vegan/activist community is out of control.
Yeah, for real. I don't think Joey necessarily meant any harm by his dumb fuck post, but I think he's just an idiot. I think he's just beyond stupid. And let me see. Was that his story or was it a post he made? Yeah, it's a post. Cool. Avi commented. Yeah. All right. Well. I don't think he meant any harm. I don't think Joey is necessarily anti-Semitic. I'd need to see more evidence of that. But, yeah, there's a lot of vegans that are getting sucked into this whole pro-Palestine thing because they hear so many innocent civilians dying and they don't understand, like, the context. They don't understand why so many civilians are dying, that Hamas is behind all of this. So I'd need to see more evidence of anti-Semitism within the vegan movement, that among the people who are supporting Palestine. But yeah, like, it needs to stop. These vegan activists need to just stick to fucking vegan activism because they clearly don't know anything about the fucking politics in the region, how warfare is conducted, what constitutes a war crime, why there's so many civilians dying, who's to blame. Like, they should just stay out of it. But Joey's a fucking idiot. We already know that. Thanks for the donation, though, Dutchie.
I'm so sick of these cry-bully Nazis trying to infect my schools with their shit. 2 links lol.
Video from inside the event at Columbia University that praised October 7th terrorist attack. They're calling the terrorist liberation fighters and the murdering, beheading, kidnapping of innocent people, including babies, creativity. Here's a quote. Palestinian liberation freedom fighters demonstrated their refusal to be dominated. They showed us that through creativity, determination, combined strength, the masses can accomplish great feats. Columbia University has announced that the event was canceled, but eventually it did take place at campus. I truly can't believe this harassing anti-Semitic speech is being heard at one of the most important universities in the world.
After that situation, more easily they can be dominated. On October 7th, the Palestinian liberation fighters demonstrated their refusal to be dominated. They showed the world that the Palestinian people will fight for freedom instead of quietly adapting to subjugation. They showed us that through creativity, determination, and combined strength, the masses can accomplish great feats. A fact we have seen in every heroic struggle for liberation, from Vietnam to Afghanistan. As Mao says, dare to struggle, dare to win.
Mao? Whoa! Holy fuck! They're quoting Mao! Dude, this is insane! Holy shit! Spoke about my dead family members in Gaza at today's teach-in. Was called a Hamas supporter because I likened a WhatsApp message by another Columbia University student. Sorry, I liked a WhatsApp message by another Columbia University student. Also told that I supported rape. I am genuinely so traumatized. Dude. Oh my god, these people are fucking delusional. Holy shit. The only path to $22, highly spherical. Let me see. Wow, that is a round boy. Wow, very round. Oh my god. They look pretty chunky too. Those are some nice reindeer. Oh my god, they're chunky. Oh my god. It's a baby. Is that a baby eagle or a baby owl? I think it's a baby owl. That is a nice fuzzy guy. I wish they stayed little and fuzzy like that. They're so cute. Oh my god. That's really adorable. How do people say plant-based is boring? Vegan Bacon by Bosch TV. That looks really fucking good, dude. They make it with chickpeas. Weird. Okay, the actual bacon's made with seitan. Oh, that's weird. So it's a combination of chickpeas and seitan. That's interesting. Never seen anything like that. Dude, that looks like one of those recipes that looks dank as fuck, but I'll never make because it's too long and complicated. Oh my god. Wow. Those cows are very athletic. Wow. Very pretty. Oh my god. Those are pretty animals. Thanks for that donation, dude.
How do I grow my dick? I'm sorry about the hate earlier. Small dick syndrome and Christy won't talk to me. Shit, I'm just as bad as Andrew and Saga. I might as well just start sucking dick.
Easiest way to grow your penis is by lowering your body fat percentage. Otherwise, there's not much you can do outside surgery. Thanks for that donation, Cat Daddy. Ugh.
If a military is doing all they reasonably can, why do humanitarian aid and anyone that's reported from Gaza vehemently disagree they are? Can cops kill a whole mall crowd because a shooter is among it?
So stupid. Comparing this to a mall shooting is not the same. You're talking about an actual war where you're fighting between 20 to 40,000 members of Hamas versus one fucking single shooter in a fucking crowd. Pretty big fucking difference there, dum-dum. What? Hello. Hi. UN chief invokes rarely used article to call for urgent ceasefire. Nowhere safe in Gaza. The United Nations is full of anti-Semitic dumb fucks.
The Secretary General has today delivered a letter to the President of the Security Council invoking Article 99 of the Charter of the United Nations. This is the first time that Antonio Guterres has done this since he became Secretary General in 2017. Article 99 states, and I quote, that the Secretary General may bring to the attention of the Security Council any matter in his opinion that may threaten the maintenance of international peace and security. In the letter, which has been
okay, so Hamas isn't threatening international peace and security. Okay, got it.
Shared with you, the Secretary General urges the members of the Security Council to press to avert a humanitarian catastrophe, and he appeals for a humanitarian ceasefire to be declared.
Tell that to Hamas. Yeah, humanitarian ceasefire. If only he had told that to Hamas before the October 7th attack. Oh my god, dude. The UN is just filled with fucking worthless pieces of shit. The UN's a joke. They have Iran on the Human Rights Council, so that should tell you about the credibility of the UN.
It's this guy who was against guns. Remember, by the way, here is his take on Israel again.
Let me take a look.
Yeah, I'm angry.
America, gun nut problems, so yeah, he's a fucking anti-gun fucking cuck.
I lived in America long enough to...
So... he's against guns, but he supports Israel. Like, these are two completely contradictory positions, but thanks for the donation, Dodo. Christie's stinky hole thoughts. Let me see.
No offense to the guy, but you can't tell me he's going to lift that weight.
Okay.
And 50 kilograms, not pounds. That is some nasty power. I mean, just look at his arms. If you told me that this guy just got a gym membership, I would actually believe you. That is actually very impressive. Respect. No offense.
I don't know what thoughts I'm supposed to have. New GTA. Why the money drop like a GTA character? Dude, he threw that chick. Absolute fucking body slam. And money fell out of her like a GTA character. That looks fucking hilarious. I think that was a cop. Let's see this one.
I ain't doing shit, bro. I got gun right there. I'm not doing that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying what you saying. Oh, yeah, fuck. I'm not. Oh, my God.
Fuck up.
Okay. Oh, down. Oh, my fuck. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
You want it again?
No, man.
Shut the fuck up. You was big and bad. Shut your bitch ass up.
I'm pretty sure that's fake. And yeah, that literally looks like the intro to a porn movie. Thanks for that donation though, Christy Stinky Hole.
Here's the study showing short-selling behavior on Israeli markets, by Israelis FYI.
Trading on terror. Traders increasingly disguise trades in economically linked securities such as exchange, trade funds, linking, We identify similar patterns on the Israeli ETF at times when it was reported that Hamas was planning to execute a similar attack in October. Findings suggest that traders informed about the coming attacks profited from these tragic events, and consistent with prior literature, we show that trading of this kind occurs in gaps in U.S. and international enforcement of legal prohibitions on informed trading. So they actually think that there's evidence based on trading data that there was some sort of intel leaked on the October 7th attack. Interesting. That is interesting. Thanks for sending me that. I think I'll read the full paper later. Thanks for the donation, man.
Tragically, I think vegans are overwhelmingly against the concept of self-defense and counter-terrorism as a whole. Maybe it's mostly plant-based posers, but it's hard to say. Mostly it's just dismissal. Well, what about X country or Y policy? I don't get it.
Unfortunately, it is the case. A lot of vegans are cucked fucking anti-gun, anti-war pussies who don't really see the value in armed violence when it's necessary. So they're gonna have like really retarded fucking takes on, you know, like what's going on in Israel right now. Because again, your average dumb fuck, cucked, left-wing pussy who's anti-gun, anti-violence is going to look and say, oh yeah, the October 7th attack was horrible, but oh, well, 10,000 people are dead in Gaza now, so that's only making it worse. So obviously Israel should have just done nothing and bent over and like spread their cheeks. So, like, that's just the reasoning behind a lot of dumb fuck left-wing cucked pussies that happen to be vegan. But thanks for the donation. Forgot my namification.
Trump is the only person who could unite the country and bring peace to the world. If Trump was president, there would never be a war in Ukraine and the Israel-Palestine conflict would be solved in minutes. Just like how Trump made friends with North Korea.
Yeah, no. And Trump didn't make friends with North Korea. He just did a stupid press tour thing.
Do you think Judaism is less retarded than Islam?
Only slightly, if you're actually gonna take, you know, things in the Talmud literally. Like, perhaps only slightly. But it's still pretty bad. Like, it's really bad. Thanks for that donation, though. I don't know.
They misguessed it by 11. And it was really...
There was nobody in the paper that missed by 11.
really common for people to misguess their reps and reserves.
I think that the attacks occurred, but were either allowed to happen, or were partially orchestrated with help from the Israeli gov. Just like the FBI plants agents in extremist groups and encourages terror attacks just to stop them and justify existence.
Well, that happened with the Black Lives Matter protests. I don't know if that's normal for the FBI to do that. I just don't think there's enough evidence that there's anybody within the Israeli government that allowed for the attacks to happen. I just need more evidence. Thanks for the donation, though, Tio. There was nobody in the study that misguessed their RAR by 11 reps.
By 4 or 5.
So I know the exact study he's referencing. That study was on beginner lifters. So people who only had no more than, I think, 4 months experience lifting. If you look at the wide body of literature, on average, people misguess their RAR by less than 1 rep.
Inexperienced lifters, these were not noobs. Okay, and a lot of these studies that have looked at this.
No, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's talking about a study where the people misguessed their RAR by 3 or 4 reps. That was on noob lifters, people who had very little lifting experience.
This have found that that's consistently the problem. Experienced lifters are terrible at judging their reps and reserve.
No, they're very good. Most people misguess by less than 1.
Their RPE, thus making it a very difficult modality to use.
No, it's not. Like, Blaha's just wrong. He's just plain wrong, and he's so confidently wrong.
Very difficult. That's why coaches need footage. This is why I make my lifters film stuff for me to see, because when I say 1 rep in reserve, I know what I'm looking for a rep in reserve. I want to see that bar speed change, because then I know they're fatigued.
Okay, this shows Blaha probably doesn't know how to program because it's a self-correcting problem. Eventually, when you get to the end of a mesocycle, in all likelihood, you're going to be doing sets to an all-out max, like as many reps as you can. So he just doesn't know how to program.
Or they can just do some stuff to failure.
FBI literally convinced a retard to bomb a Christmas event and then arrested him. No one was involved except him and the FBI. Happened in my hometown. www.justice.gov/opa/pr/Oregon resident convicted plot bomb Christmas tree lighting ceremony Portland.
Let me see. This is in 2013. Naturalized U.S. citizen from Somalia, resident of Corvallis. Another black guy. Convicted today, attempting to use weapon of mass destruction in connection with the plot to detonate a vehicle bomb at an annual Christmas tree lighting ceremony. Okay, was this guy actually linked to Al-Qaeda, though? Let's see. Where's the evidence that the FBI actually was responsible for radicalizing the guy and he wasn't a actual terrorist to begin with? Muhammad made several unsuccessful attempts to contact al-Ali's associate. Ultimately, an FBI undercover agent contacted Muhammad via email under the guise of being associated with al-Ali. Muhammad and the FBI undercover... This doesn't seem like they radicalized him. This guy seems like he was actually trying to become part of some sort of terrorist group, and the FBI intercepted these communications, and they just gathered evidence to prove that this guy isn't a genuine danger. I don't know. Thanks for the donation, though, Tio.
There's a problem. Lifters are terrible at it, because these are studies when they were blinded. They blinded the weights. They couldn't see how much weight on them. They put opaque bags over the plates so that the lifters don't know how much weight's on the bar, and they're told to take it to, whatever.
Okay, why does that particular study matter? I don't even know of any study where they actually...
Is body recomposition real? I am 80 pounds overweight. Should I just do cardio and eat at deficit, or should I lift and eat at maintenance for my goal weight?
You're 80 pounds overweight. Should I do cardio, eat at a deficit, or lift, eat at maintenance? Dude, you're 80 pounds overweight. Obviously, you should lose weight. So, yeah, lose weight, and then after you've lost the weight, think about what you want to do from there. If you want to just stay at that body weight or go on a bulking cycle, gain back some of the weight. But yeah, lose the weight first if you're 80 pounds overweight. Thanks for the donation, Mr. Bungo. So Blaha is talking about a study that I've never heard of. I don't even know if it exists, where they put bags over the weights so the lifters couldn't see how much weight they're lifting, and then saying in that particular scenario, they weren't good at judging their reps in reserve. So when the fuck are you lifting weights and not knowing what weight you're lifting, Blaha? Does that sound like a realistic scenario that's like applicable to real life? So when you take away a lifter's knowledge of how much weight they're lifting, yeah, their idea of how many reps in reserve they have might be skewed, but one of the ways you know how many reps in reserve you have is based on prior fucking experience of, using a certain weight for a given amount of fucking repetitions. If you take away that prior experience, no shit, the estimate is going to be less accurate.
Whatever RPE. They're terrible at it. If they don't know how much weight they're lifting, they can't do it.
When does a lifter not know how much weight they're lifting?
The majority were inaccurate. They could not get it right.
Like, he's so stupid, he actually thinks he's making a point. When does a lifter not know how much weight they're lifting when they're following a structured program?
Only a minority of people could get it dead on accurate. We're talking like 10% could nail it consistently. 10-20%. So here's the problem. You've got a study on volume that you...
Help me, Vegan Gains. I am addicted to peanut butter Cliff Bars and I eat like 5 a day. I can't stand it anymore.
Okay, well, maybe try shoving those Cliff Bars up your ass and see if that helps with your addiction. Thanks for the donation, Tio.
Used reps in reserve with all these sets. And we know that people who have a low neural drive and not good training history, who aren't used to lifting real heavy.
If you actually look at the study population, most of them were relatively experienced lifters. The average lifter could squat 315 pounds for a single rep before going into the study. So that's pretty decent strength. That's somebody with a good enough training history.
They got to be pretty close to failure to get results. Or they have to do just...
He didn't read the study.
Tons and tons of volume. That's the only way it works, because their training is lazy. See where I'm going with this study? Their test subjects were lazy.
Yeah, the test subjects were lazy, even though they were experienced lifters who had good lifting numbers, and they verified that they were going within that 2 reps in reserve target.
Now, granted, people were like, well, they only did the 52 sets for 2 weeks. Yeah, but they started them at over 20 sets and built, and they still found that the groups that did the most sets had the most muscle growth, and it was only for quads. All right, fine. Okay, what were the test subjects? Average 80 kilos body weight. I'm not going to go into the plus or minus. The average was 80 kilos body weight. The average was like 5.1 years of training history.
This ASMR YouTuber whose main channel has 5 million subs and she says she got deep faked.
Oh, poor girl.
Talk about something uncomfortable. I usually make content that is entertaining. Porn of myself I never created has been viewed, distributed, and sold.
Yeah, this is a year ago, so she was trying to cash in on the deepfake hype train thing. These girls are so fucking pathetic. Like, there's deepfakes of Mr. Beast, there's deepfakes of Penguin Zero. Every time there's a deepfake of a man, they just say, haha, that's funny, and then move on with their lives. Then when it happened to these fucking girls, my life is gonna be over, somebody might violently attack me in the street because somebody made a deepfake porn of me, like... And then what happened? Nothing. All of this just blew the fuck over. It was a story for 2 weeks, and then nobody fucking cared. These girls are just fucking clout-chasing whores. Thanks for the donation, though, Gary.
The average max squat was 1.7 times body weight. What? These better be women. Oh, they were men.
Blaha, you literally just admitted that their average squat was 1.7 times body weight. That's very good. That's a good squat. Like, do you expect to get, like, a study? How many people were in the study? It was like 30 something? Yeah, 31 resistance trained males. How many fucking studies do you think you're going to find where there are highly experienced, like, national level pro powerlifters who can squat like 3 times their body weight? You're not going to find that. 1.7 times body weight squat is a good squat. We're not talking about national level fucking powerlifters.
You're telling me these guys with 5 years of training experience are weaker than my girls who have less training than I coach?
How many fucking women are you training right now can squat 1.7 times their body weight? Show me. You don't have a single fucking athlete who can do that.
I'm talking meat legal squats. What? Raw? No wraps? What is that? What is their average squat then? 1.7 times body weight.
Yeah, it's about 315.
136 kilos. That is less than 4 plates.
Blaha's a
under 300
retard.
pounds. That was their average. That meant a bunch of the guys.
Yeah, 315 for somebody who weighs about 160 pounds is a very good squat. Like, not everybody is a national level fucking powerlifter, you dumbass.
They're squatting 250. I have a female lifter whose vlogs I put up who is drug-free, who has been lifting weights less than 3 years, who squats like 270.
He didn't even get the numbers right. Their average squat going into the study was 315, and now he's saying 250. I don't think he understands how to convert kilograms to pounds.
She's not 80 kilos. Okay, well, let's get that clear. She's 150 pounds. She competed in the 148 in her last meet by skipping breakfast that morning. That's what she did to make weight. We just didn't eat breakfast, all right? She was like 147. All right, guys. These guys are lazy as hell.
Literally no evidence that these lifters are quote-unquote lazy.
These were a bunch of lazy-ass lifters who do not know how to train. So this is your...
So his evidence that these lifters are lazy is that he didn't know how to convert kilograms to pounds properly, and he's off by, what, about 70-ish pounds in his calculation, and he has one female lifter who can squat about 70 pounds less than the average lifter in the study. Genius. Absolute brilliant genius.
Test subjects to show this ultra high volume using all of the sets or reps in reserve. Again, I'm going to go over and say that if we accept that...
Not all... He didn't read the study. Not every fucking set had reps in reserve. They did the last set till failure. That's how they could verify that they were within that 2 RAR margin.
Other study as valid. If we as a community accept that other study as valid, we can just throw out any study that doesn't do to failure because we have no way to assess how hard they trained.
Yes, you do. They trained the last set till failure, and they had a coach with them at all times when they were training. So they had a coach pushing them, monitoring them, and they did the last set till fucking failure. He literally didn't read the fucking study. This guy's such a joke.
For rep work. So any study in which one of the variables is not failure versus to failure, if they are not all training to failure, which we have studies that do that, we can throw it out right off the bat.
No.
Because you have no way to control. You have no control.
Oh my god, Blaha doesn't understand internal validity. Even if, say, a study prescribed lifters to train within 2 reps shy of failure, if they were 1 or 2 reps off and they were really training 3 to 4 reps shy of failure, that study still has internal validity. So he doesn't understand this fucking concept. How stupid can you be?
Because you're leaving it subjective to the lifters. And we know from this study that...
It's not just subjective. They had a coach with them, monitoring them while they were training, trying to push them to actual, within that 2 rep margin. And they did their final set till failure.
80% of lifters can't accurately judge their reps in reserve or RPE.
That's not true. He's just spreading misinformation.
They're not capable of doing it. I'm going to bet most of these lifters were incapable of doing it. You know how I know? Look how fucking weak they were.
They weren't weak. You just don't know how to convert metric to pounds.
5 years of lifting. These guys are averaging 180 pounds body weight with basically 300 pound max squat.
It was 315 average. So now he's changing the fucking numbers again.
Wow. Oh, that was the average test subject. That was their average.
Mike Donatillers, do you think 1,000 years into the future we'll have a society where robots take over everything and people wouldn't have to work? Yes. I would say by then, assuming there isn't some sort of calamitous event and society does generally, progress upwards and there aren't like nuclear holocausts that set us back to the Stone Age, then yes, by 1,000 years, I don't think anybody will really be working. Thanks for the donation, though, Mike.
These are advanced lifters. These are noobs. These are fucking noobs.
They were not noob lifters. They had 5 years experience, and they could do 1.7 times bodyweight squat.
I mean... Okay, if they're doing 20 reps with the 300, not a max, all right. That might be advanced lifters. You guys are seeing me do that.
He's still off with the numbers. The average was 315.
And I'm an old man.
Yes, an old man who has been training for, 20 years? And you take steroids? So you're comparing somebody who's been training for at least 20 years, take steroids, and he's saying, oh, I can outlift them, so they're not strong. Like, what a loser.
All right, I digress back over to the point.
Yes, make sure you keep the pauses very long so that you can get the video to 10 minutes so you can put multiple ads in.
You know what I think? I'm not even going to get into whether the measurements were accurate. We don't even need to go there. Let's assume they were.
What do you mean measurements? They're fucking looking at weight lifted. And how did they verify? Was it just tape measures? Vastus lateralis cross-sectional area, sum of lateral thigh muscle thickness, 70% baseline. I can't remember how they looked at... Let me see if Sci-Hub has the full paper. I don't think it was with MRI that they validated the measurements. Fuck. Doesn't look like Sci-Hub has it. I can't remember how they actually did the measurement, if it was with MRI, but it's... Like, again, the study has internal validity. So, say if a given measuring technique has a 10% margin of error, So you could be either 10% too high or 10% too low. If you use that measuring technique on all subjects with that 10% margin of error, that means it's internally validated with that measuring technique. Even though the measuring technique has that margin of error, because it's being used as a standard within that study, it still has validity.
Why am I alive?
I don't know. There may not be any particular reason. Thanks for the donation, Courtney. So yes, if you're looking at two subjects and you're using a measuring technique that could have a 10% margin of error, you could say, well, since the difference between those two subjects isn't great, and the measuring technique has 10% margin of error, you could say, well, the results don't really mean much. But when you're talking about a study population of 31 people, and they're using a measuring technique that has, yes, some margin of error, but is accurate enough to assess what they're measuring, then it has internal validity. And according to the internal validity of the paper, the people who did more volume grew more. That's all you really need to know.
Let's assume the sample size was large enough. Let's just assume all those things. Let's assume it was well done science with a large sample size and double blind measurements. Okay, that's cool. Let's just, we know it wasn't, but let's
I don't know why you'd care about double blinding. I don't even understand how you would double blind a study like this.
run with that. I have an alternative explanation. We go back over to what we know, that people who train like
okay, this just shows that Blaha doesn't understand how research is conducted. How in the fuck would you blind in a study like this?
I think you will feel better if you listen to this. Skip to 31 seconds mark. I also think you'll feel better if you stop fucking yelling. Jesus fucking Christ. Fuck. 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 Fuck.
31 seconds.
Make that face go, make that face go, make that face go. Make that face go, make that face go, make that face go.
Yes, that is very good. Death Grips is weird. Thanks for the donation. I think you will feel better. Hey, kitty. Oh, what's going on?
Are you depressed? I am depressed. Are you depressed?
Yes, I am rather depressed, unfortunately. Thanks for the donation, though, Courtney. Hope you feel better, too.
Hey VG. I just realized I'm about to hit the 1-year mark on my membership. Been watching since 2017. I feel like the world needs vegans like you that just tell it like it is. This community here is hilarious and based. It's like an atheist vegan church.
Well, thanks for the support, and glad you like the weirdos, other weirdos who watch me. We do have a good little niche here, for sure. Thanks for the donation, Truther. I have a cat. This cat's meowing for some reason. How come you're meowing? What's with this meowing? Ugh. That's a good kitty.
37 reps from failure. Because there are 2 reps.
Did you know many of US military heelys were named after native tribes that happened to smoke US in battles early on, Apache, Lakota, etc.? They departed from this at one point and natives protested and wanted to help name and bless all new air systems. Cool.
Yeah, I know that. I know Apaches are named after a Native American tribe. I don't know of a Lakota helicopter, but yeah, I know that. Thanks for the donation, Darth Putin. This cat is taking up room in my armchair.
Reps in reserve were probably 7. They need a lot of...
There is no evidence within the study that they were taking reps to 7 reps within failure. No evidence whatsoever. Again, they had to do the final set of each exercise to failure. So what are the chances that, you know, if they're doing a 10 rep squat, they could do 17 reps on the final set? Like, that never happened. Show me where in the paper this happened.
A lot of volume to see gains. So all these guys...
Like, again, he didn't read the paper. He just didn't read it.
By the way, on this high volume training, all 3 groups really, they all gained muscle and strength. They had 300-pound squats. They've been squatting, they've been lifting for 5 years.
So again, this is about internal validity. Not everybody is going to have like the same work ethic and genetics as a national level powerlifter. So what you have are gym goers who have been training for 5 years on average. They can squat 1.7 times their body weight. So most of them can squat 315. And they're training as hard as you would expect a recreational lifter who's semi-serious to fucking train. And within the study, they found that people who are training within 2 reps shy of failure, doing the final set to failure, the people who did more total sets grew more and got stronger. Like, again, this is about internal validity of the fucking paper. He's just trying to make some, like, weird hypothetical scenario where, like, oh, well, they weren't training very hard to begin with, and they were training, like, way below failure. So, like, you'd expect somebody who's, like, lazy and just does more sets overall to, like, really get a benefit out of doing 52 sets, because that's the amount of requisite volume they'd need in order to get the same rough training volume and intensity as somebody who's just working harder. That's not what the fucking paper found. Like, read the actual fucking paper. They all trained the same. The only variable was the total amount of fucking sets they did. And the people who did more sets got more of the benefit out of the fucking training.
They have been lifting for 5 years. What in the hell have they been doing for the last 5 years? How did they... What?
Like, this is just fucking retarded. Ping Pong donated $2. Thoughts, my brother. Let me see. Well, I've already reacted to this. The graphics look like a massive step up from GTA 5, especially the quality in the faces, facial animations, and just animations in general. It's kind of interesting. Like, there's like jiggle physics, basically. It's pretty good. It looks like they added a lot of extra animations and physics into the game. The lighting looks massively improved. Textures look way better. Just everything looks way better. There's not any new gameplay yet. I'm hoping they make the game, one, more difficult than GTA 5, because GTA 5 is way too easy. They don't necessarily need to make things like San Andreas level difficulty, but I'd like the game to be challenging. And I hope they make it more of a, like... They just make the shooting more grounded, where you have to take cover, you have to be really careful, pick your shots carefully, like stuff like that. Because GTA 5 was just way too fucking easy and cartoony. But as far as how the game looks fantastic. I'm definitely going to play it. I'm not super excited for it just because GTA 5 was kind of crappy. But I'll play it on stream when it comes out. Thanks for that donation, Ping Pong.
So you made them do a little bit of volume finally because they're all training 7, 8, 10 reps from failure anyways.
So even if we grant this, that they're training 7 or 8 reps shy of failure, that's the paper still has internal validity. If they're all training the same way and the group that trained more sets got more gains, then that shows with the internal validity of the paper, more training volume equals more gains. But that's obviously not what was shown in the paper. Like like Blaha has a fucking computer. He can just show this on screen. Show us where in the paper that there's an indicator that they're training 7 reps shy of failure. He can't. He's just making this shit up because he's lazy and he can't wrap his head around the fact that some people can train 52 sets for one body part.
Why does Jason Blaha look like a melted candle?
Well, that is a combination of unfortunate genetics and unfortunate eating habits. Thanks for the donation, Aaron B.
They're half-assing everything they do, or they wouldn't be that weak at that body weight. We already know they don't train hard.
No evidence for these claims. None whatsoever. And again, that doesn't matter. Suppose they weren't training hard up until they did the study. If you actually looked at the paper, looked at how they trained and for how many sets and for, how close they were to failure, they were clearly training hard in the study. The only thing that matters is how hard they were training in the study. So what if they weren't training hard before the study? They were in the study, and the people who trained more, did more total sets, grew more. He's just pointing out an irrelevant, hypothetical, possibility.
So then you make them do a bunch of volume, and then they finally, for the first time in their life, finally got to some hard sets because they got, to set 45 of the week finally. And then it started getting tough from just the total fatigue. So then they start getting some mechanical tension on the upper threshold muscle fibers for the first time in 5 years.
No evidence for this claim.
And then they made some gains.
Again, the only way you could make this claim is if he didn't read the study.
They've been making measurable gains for the previous year. They wouldn't be averaging a 300 squat.
He's making this point about an irrelevant detail. Doesn't matter how hard they were training before the study. Matters how hard they're training in the study. Look at the smug look on this idiot's face.
Richard, I know you're pro-Palestine, but saying that Israel is trying to genocide Palestine is total horse shit. I hope you change your fucking opinion on that. Anyway, Finn's poop is butter. So go butter your bread and enjoy. Enjoyed that shit sandwich. 77.
Yeah, thanks for that. I think we all know that I'm not pro-Palestine, but thanks for the donation, Finn's poop is butter.
I think this is a valid explanation for this study.
You think, even though you have no evidence for it and you clearly didn't even read the paper?
I think this is a valid explanation for why you saw it.
What a fucking dumbass.
I will not be putting any of my advanced lifters on 52 sets. Sorry. And any of you who read this study and decide that that's what you're going to do with your clients, based on this study, really?
What a fucking dumbass. Look at his stupid fucking face he's making. So this is the study that he's using to say, reps in reserve is just bullshit. Nobody can accurately measure. So, aim of the study was to assess the accuracy of predicting repetitions in reserve intraset using the RAR-based rate of perceived exertion scale. 25 men, training age 4.7 years, reported to the laboratory. Subjects performed a 1 repetition max squat, followed by one set to failure at 70% of 1 RM. During the 70% set, subjects verbally indicated when they believed they were at a 5 RPE, 7 RPE, 3 RAR. Sorry. 5 RP, 5 RAR, 3 RAR, and 1 RAR, and then continued to failure. Difference between actual repetitions performed and participants' predicted repetitions was calculated as the RAR difference, abbreviated to RAR diff. Average load used for the 70% set was 123 kilograms. The average repetition performed were 16. The RIR diff was lower, more accurate, closer to failure. So RIR diff at 1 RIR was 2. RIR diff at 7 RIR was 3.65. RIR diff at 5 was...
React to this.
2.92. So it was actually more accurate at the lower RAR. So this is one single paper. So that's one single paper. Again, if you actually look at a meta-analysis on RAR, the difference is about less than 1. So results from one paper doesn't really mean much, so the smug look on your face, again, stupid. And for that particular study we're talking about, the 52 set study, they were coached constantly for each fucking training session, and they had to perform sets to failure. So it doesn't make sense what he's fucking saying.
I think you need to get a new career if you do that.
Yeah, Blaha is just a dummy. Kid Boo donated $2. Let me see. Well, I hope he burnt to death, because that was gay as hell. I love how when people try to look cool, they just do the lamest shit ever. That's good. Dodo donated $3. React to this. Let me see.
They want to call you a dictator. Do you in any way have any plans whatsoever, if re-elected president, to abuse power, to break the law, to use the government to go after people?
You mean like they're using right now? So, in the history of our country, what's happened to us, again, has never happened before. Over nonsense, over nothing, made up charges.
During a conversation with Sean Hannity, Donald Trump refused to directly deny that he would abuse power if he got elected for a second term. And he did that not once, which you just experienced, he did that twice. Now, before we watch the second time it happened, I think it's important to understand why Democrats and even some Republicans, although they are never Trump Republicans, have concerns about the possibility of Trump dismantling our democratic process and becoming a dictator in the United States. So since launching his 2024 presidential campaign, Trump really hasn't done himself any favors if he wants to avoid that criticism or that fear. For instance, he said that the termination of the Constitution would have been justified in order to overturn the 2020 election.
How can people share him? How low can the human species sink?
I don't know, Dodo. Pretty low, apparently. Thanks for the donation, dude.
He vowed to use the DOJ, the Justice Department, to prosecute his adversaries, his political opponents.
Richard Burgess and Bichard Burgess and Richard Burgess and Bichard Burgess and Richard Burgess and Bichard Burgess. How many doll hairs for you to twerk to a spam donation? Like twerk as I don't know 77 duo decillion 777 undecillion 777 decillion 777 nonillion 777 octillion 777 septillion 777 sextillion 777 quintillion 777 quadrillion 777 trillion 777 billion 777 million 777,777 or something like that?
It would be $50 for twerk to spam. Thanks for the donation though, Finn's poop is butter.
Blaha's video made perfect sense about that erroneous 52-set study. You severely mischaracterize people to make them sound dumb. Blaha lifts more than you and does not have a laundry list of injuries. He is personally much more qualified on weightlifting.
I can lift more than him when it comes to upper body lifts. That's undeniable, and it hurts him deep inside that my bench is better than his. I can also overhead press more. I can row more than him. It's just the deadlift and squat that he can outlift me on. And the main reason those are lower is, again, because of the knee problems I have. But, yep, I'm gonna bench 405 pounds before him, and I think that is gonna be a sweet fucking day. Thanks for that donation, though, Majin Buu.
Motor fucking bass deserves a shout out.
Let me take a look.
Finally getting into my Airbnb. I just want to say, fuck humans. Fuck all of you. I don't fucking care. I don't care if you fucking birth me. I don't care if you're my fucking kid. I don't care about none of you motherfuckers. None of you. Thinking about what I'm gonna see tomorrow. It pains me. It breaks me. To my core. Seeing animals, seeing people that's gonna die, and you can't fucking do nothing for them.
Yep, I agree. See how this post is doing. 7 likes still. A lot of people are unfollowing Joey. That's hilarious. Yeah, wow, I'm surprised. A lot of people are unfollowing Joey for his stupid fucking post. Wouldn't be surprised if he fucking deletes this, because he's a fucking weasel who has no backbone.
F this world, F this planet, it must be destroyed.
Don't know about that, but thanks for that donation, Dodo.
Starting with President Biden and his family, and he also told followers, "I am your retribution." Now, in March, the Conservative Political Action Committee, at the Conservative Political Action Committee, Trump told his supporters, quote, "I am your warrior, I am your justice, and for those who have been wronged and betrayed, I am your retribution." Trump even posted on Truth Social, or retruthed, as goofy as that sound, he retruthed an article titled, "A Trump dictatorship is increasingly inevitable. We should stop pretending." He just reposted it. He retruthed it. And so all of these moments are kind of adding up to the fears that Hannity was referencing there and Trump was refusing to directly respond to. Over the past few days, news outlets have begun to sound the alarm on a potential Trump dictatorship, and Trump has continuously brushed off these concerns. So for instance,
well, he's obviously going to abuse his power from day one. Ben Shit Pyro $20 is this bullshit. Bonus new Andrew Taint. Let me see.
If you combine lentils and rice, you get a complete protein source. Rice.
They're already a complete protein source.
Contains essential amino acids like cysteine and methionine that lentils lack. And
Lentils have methionine.
lentils provide essential amino acids like lysine that grains often don't have enough of, but together they provide all the essential amino acids.
So this is just a like bullshit myth. So long as you're meeting protein RDAs, you're not going to be deficient in any given amino acids. Like, this is coming from a guy who's kind of pudgy, overweight, clearly doesn't care much about his diet to begin with, so I don't know why he's making videos like that.
I don't eat chicken or pork. Here's why. Both pigs, like the pork that's in this pork sausage, and chickens are monogastric animals. That means they accumulate seed oils. They accumulate
What?
omega-6 linoleic acid in the feed.
Yeah, linoleic acid is good for you, and there's no mechanism in the body for which it causes inflammation.
That they eat. What are chickens and pigs fed? Corn, soy, seed oils. You don't find chickens or pigs that are fed an evolutionarily appropriate diet. You as a human need to eat an evolutionarily appropriate diet if you want to thrive, but the animals you're eating.
There's no such thing as an evolutionarily appropriate diet. Eating what your ancestors ate is not a guarantee for health. Eating what is scientifically validated as a healthy diet is going to be a way to assure health.
Should also be eating an evolutionarily appropriate diet. This is why I prefer beef. It's easier to get grass-fed, grass-finished beef. That is an evolutionarily appropriate diet.
There's studies on how grass feeding and grass finishing affects the omega-6 and omega-3 balance of these animals, and it doesn't affect it to any substantive degree. Like, these are biological organisms. So the idea that if you feed them like a lot of corn and soy, that means they're going to have a ton of omega-6 content in their fat, it doesn't work that way. They have to like have a balance of omega-6 to omega-3 in their body. So what you generally see is the omega-3 content doesn't go down, it stays about the same, but the omega-6 content might elevate slightly.
Diet for beef. Chicken should be eating bugs and grubs and worms. Pork should be rooting around like a wild pig. Neither of these gets an ancestrally consistent diet. They are both full.
Yeah, so for one thing, it doesn't affect the actual nutritional value of the animals you're eating. Secondly, you shouldn't be eating those foods to begin with because they're not good for you. Third, there's no such thing as an evolutionarily appropriate diet. I don't know what the fuck that even means. I don't even know why you'd care about evolution. I care about health outcomes. This guy is just a massive, massive grifter. Bonus Andrew
I've
Tate.
never had air fried chicken before. Let's see if it's good. Use those strong muscles and flatten evenly. Season with garlic salt and Cajun spice. Drizzle with 1 teaspoon olive oil and rub it in. 5 minutes, flip. 5 minutes. Oh, look at how moist that is.
That looks gross.
Busing rating, 9 out of 10.
Yeah, that is nasty. How about just eating some Gardein chicken instead? Thanks for that donation, Ben Shit Pyro. Veganism failed me again. Here's why.
Acne, teeth. I had many problems on that vegan diet, and I blame sugar and protein. And we talk about why I failed once again for the 9th time to be a vegan.
He's walking somewhere.
On paper, veganism is hot damn fantastic. But every time it seems to fail in my body, I try various ways. I've tried like hundreds.
He's literally Frank Defano. He's just a hypochondriac.
Of different vegan diets within it. Fruit-based, high-fat, juice fasts, mixing. I was just doing balanced. Some little bits of fruit, lots of veggies, nuts and seeds, some beans, tofu, like a very wide array. And it was going okay. I felt energetic and happy, but the gut, sulfury gas, every day, all day, acne, forehead rash getting worse, teeth sensitivities. So I realized the fruit diet was effing me. In the summer when I tried eating nothing but local Ontario fruits for once, instead of all the tropical stuff, I'd be having peaches, nectarines, cherries, plums.
Why doesn't he just eat like a normal fucking person?
Holy fuck. This is extremely hypocritical, with all the progressive left saying that the Palestinians in Gaza are oppressed, but don't mention the actual people in Gaza being oppressed, lol.
There is a neighborhood in Gaza, on the Gaza Strip, where 11,000 Afro-Palestinians live. It is called Al Abib. You know what that means? Slave. Yes. That is where
There's a ton of racism in the Islamic world, and black people are seen as inferior.
black people live. And that is what the Arabics call that neighborhood. Slaves. The land of the slaves.
Okay, whatever. This lady doesn't talk fast enough. But yeah, you see that all across the Arab world where black people are considered like second-class citizens. BNG donated $2. Hey VG, I trying to start a vegan channel and just made first video. Do you like it? Agree, disagree? Any suggestions? Help me. Thanks.
Flax and chia have become super celebs in the world of vegan nutrition as of late, and I think this is a massive blunder that is hurting people's success on with their veganism. First of all, omega-3 is overrated. The absorption of it is not as much of an issue as people think. Our bodies extract what it needs, and we need not worry unless our ratios are way out of balance, bloating and GI discomfort. This can be one of the main causes of the notorious vegan bloat. Even 1 tablespoon can create a feeling of bloat. Secondly, they are too high in omega-3. Omega-3 thins the blood.
I would disagree with the bloating.
And lowers the immune system.
I don't even know what is meant by
flax
bloating.
And chia don't taste good. Folks, nuts and seeds should also not be eaten in their raw and never dry roasted.
That is not true. There's nothing wrong with dry roasting nuts.
The proper cooking method is boiling. This is the proper way to remove the toxicity.
Yeah, so some nuts like cashews need to be cooked before eating, but there's no such thing as raw cashews. Any nut on the market that's considered raw, that just means they haven't been further roasted or further cooked. You can't find like raw peanuts on the market. They have to have some sort of process where they're boiled, heated. Sometimes dry aging gets rid of some of the toxins in these nuts. This video just has misinformation in it.
The only thing that should be eaten raw is lettuce and microgreens, so sprouted flax and chia is totally fine. Sprouted until green. Sprouting until green is the key. Sprouts are not ready until then.
You don't need to eat sprouted food.
And can also cause bloating and GI issues if not sprouted until green.
No, I don't even know what the fuck is meant by bloating. But no, you don't need to eat sprouted grains.
This applies to all legume sprouts too. But anything that is sprouted until green, I would just call a microgreen, I guess. My favorite 3 fat sources are walnuts, hemp seed, and canola oil. Those 3 have the best omega-3 to 6 ratios. They don't cause bloating, and
Yeah, you don't have to worry about omega-6 to 3 ratios.
they are...
I don't know what this fucking bullshit about bloating is. So for one thing, this video is boring. 2, plenty of misinformation in the video. And 3, it's just not interesting to watch. So I would brush up on your actual knowledge base on nutrition, and I'd make a more interesting video that doesn't just have a blank screen with somebody just talking slowly in a boring way. But thanks for the donation, BNG.
Hey man, did something happen? You said on the Turkey Tom interview you were not depressed. Either way, I loved the interview you did with Tom, and I really enjoy your stuff and how based you are in your principles.
Well, I do suffer from chronic depression, but if I'm well medicated and there's just plain dumb luck, I might not have depression for several weeks or even several months, but I've had chronic depression since childhood. But, thanks. Appreciate that you like me, I guess. And thanks for the donation. Shaddy or whatever.
Rate these catos, you son of a bitch.
Alright, I'll rate these catos. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, that's a good 10 out of 10 cat. Wants to come with you. That's a good kitty. Oh my god. Oh my god, 10 out of 10. Oh my god.
벗고 다니래. 응? 옷 여명. 추워. 응? 추워.
That's a good meow meow. I'd say that's another 10 out of 10 cat. Thanks for the donation, Oat Goat.
It depends on the context also. The progressive left are out of their minds.
Yeah. That was insane, seeing the presidents of those universities literally say anti-Semitism's okay on campus. Let me take a look. Los Angeles rally, Genocide Joe out of LA, show Biden he is not welcome in Los Angeles. Oh boy. Well, they can all go fuck themselves. Yeah, the amount of anti-Semitism is just fucking crazy. It's too bad we can't just genocide them, the anti-Semites. Thanks for the donation, though, Ben. 2 donated $2. Would you say you grew up in the hood? No. Is Scarborough as ghetto as people say? No. Were you ever involved with gangs or gang violence or seen it? I was never involved with any gangs or gang violence. I haven't technically seen any gang violence. I've known people that were in gangs that I knew had guns. And there are occasional shootings in Scarborough, but I've never really seen much of it personally. There was a guy who went to the gym, the same gym I did, and I think he worked there. He actually got shot. I think he got shot like 20 times, and he died. And I think it was because of gang-related shit. He was probably selling drugs, and then he got shot up. So I've seen a little bit, here and there, but I've never really been involved in anything, so... Thanks for the donation, though, too. Kid Boo donated $2. Let me see.
All right, today's topic. We have a little throwback here. We haven't seen these boys in a minute. Straight from Rumble, the paradise of the defranchised, demonetized.
Because some people made some comments like, "Oh, Myron, you know, you're gay. We saw you with your white friend Eric, and he kissed you, or you were on a bed with him, blah blah blah." And it's like, that's how I could tell a lot of people.
Yeah, dude, that is sus. Like, that photo is he had photos naked in bed with a group of guys and kissing him. Like, it was sus as fuck, dude. Let's see, $2 Genetic Beast reacts to Richard Burgess once again.
The apex organism. When we're gone, they'll take this planet. They'll take everything. Like, you wouldn't even have been here.
Heavily and enormously correlated with reduced mortality and even rates of all of these diseases.
Absolutely not. They cause all diseases, metabolic. Look in NCBI.
Right, that's why people who eat more vegetables have lower risk of diabetes.
Under stress, that's what these plants cause you. If they're toxic, they cause you metabolic diseases. The sugar will cause you metabolic diseases. They cause you neurological diseases, autoimmune diseases. They stress the shit out of you, cardiovascular disease.
That's why you can't provide a single study in support of any of your claims.
Everything you can imagine, skin diseases, just everything through oxalate dumping and everything. It is
overwhelming.
Look how it's working for your coach here. Bald head, pumpkin head, this pumpkin head too. They're all suffering. They're all going down.
When I say the amount of data.
You know, he was reacting to one of my videos where I mentioned the fact that I'm like bigger and stronger than him and everything. And then he said, like, his only cope for this is he thinks I'm on steroids and I'm not vegan. Like, Genetic Beast is just an absolute whack job. Thanks for that donation, though, too.
If you are voting for Trump in 2024, put a T in the chat. Fuck yeah, all my niggas gone ride on D's bitches. Suck it, fags, burn them all.
All right, well, thanks for the donation, Big Dick, N-word, appreciate it.
Didn't play sports or weren't in the military or did anything.
Yeah, there we go. Like, what the fuck? He's in bed with a bunch of naked dudes. Like, it's so weird.
Like, with other men where there's like a unified front or a goal.
Dude, he's closeted as fuck, bro.
Anyone that's an athlete, anyone that is a former military, anyone that was any type of situation where you're grinding it out with other guys in some kind of competitive atmosphere, that's just how it is. You guys don't understand like how close you'll get with guys that you suffer with. Okay, that's how you build real bonds. That's how you build that brotherly love, is through unified struggle towards a.
Dude, this isn't normal. He's like in bed with naked dudes. This is he's gay.
common goal, and yeah, I mean.
Let's see, M donated $2. Myron Gaines, old Instagram. Yeah, I know. I've seen these before. Thanks for that donation, man.
Yeah, that's how I know that you weren't an athlete or you never did anything with other competitors.
Dude, I played hockey competitively, AAA. I never had an instance where I was in bed cuddling with my teammates naked. He's just gay.
Yeah, very sad story, man. Nah, bro, that's fruity. Only white people do the fruity bonding shit. That's how I could. More than likely, bro. You know what? You're probably a neckbeard fat bastard, and you probably never played sports in your life.
You were track and field.
That's another lone sport.
You have any other combat sports you train at MMA gym? Y'all ever?
Well, I train in the gym. I train at TriStar.
Y'all ever get in bed? No kisses on the cheek. What about comedy? No, even.
No, but the thing that happened is that you guys are so afraid of being gay or looking gay.
Yes, facts.
You guys are so afraid.
I'm terrified.
Yeah, I know you. You are. You are 100%. You're one of them. I really don't care about them pictures. I don't care about him being bothered. I actually understand what he's saying about whatever the camaraderie. It looks weird, but I'm not afraid of looking gay. I'm not afraid of looking in certain ways. You guys are.
So you don't mind if I give you a kiss on the cheek?
No, because I don't. That's a different stuff. That's a different thing.
What's different?
I don't want people to invade my privacy or invade my bubble. That's a different thing. I will punch you in your mouth because that's not the relationship that we have, and I don't want no kisses from you.
But we a team. We travel.
Yeah, I'm drinking Cherry Coke Zero.
That's not the relationship
You know what I mean?
that we have.
Sometimes we be in hotel rooms and stuff.
When?
we
I
it's
did
me
it
and you
once
against the
'cause I
world.
had you because we were
It's me and you,
because we
and
were
sometimes
stuck
your
in
girl
Haiti.
against the world.
No.
Okay.
So that's pretty much it. Like, you guys are afraid of that. I don't give a shit. I don't give two shits. And the thing that it's not, he's bothered about it. People have been, I've been bullied in my life. They said shit to me. So what?
How do you fight back?
I don't give a fuck. No, that's what you do.
Okay. I just didn't know. Like, you were like,
I don't give a fuck. I
move your-
really don't care. I don't care.
You called in. You called in
about them gay ass
to
pictures,
scream
nigga.
about
Talk
cartoons.
about them
You're
gay
screaming
ass
about
pictures,
cartoons
nigga.
right now.
Why don't you talk about? It's like 6 fucking photos of you doing some gay shit, bro. You only explained 2 of them. Get out of here, bro.
What are you talking
Get the
about?
fuck out of here,
He
bro.
already explained it multiple times,
Why
bro.
are you hugging a white boy from behind when your lips is on that nigga ear? Why are you letting a white boy kiss you on the mouth with his eyes closed and y'all pelvises is touching? What the fuck are you doing, bro?
If Myron was, as you say, gay, I would know.
Watch any NBA game. Watch any sport. What do they do when he does a good play? They slap the ass. Is that gay too, nigga?
That's the funny thing. He wants to defend it so much. That's not gay.
I'll say
That's not. But hold on. He's gonna be the first one to call anything that is not gay gay.
Facts.
You're doing this, that's gay. You're doing that, that's gay.
Didn't he say you was gay for dancing?
It doesn't matter. And that's the problem that I have.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care that you look whatever. You guys are scared about that.
Yeah.
Problem is, you're gonna name, oh boy, you're gonna chill with girls? That's gay. You're the one that's naming anything on the calendar that's gay, anything on the fucking on earth that is not gay that is gay, and then when people are calling you out on shit that actually looks sus, you're like, no. It's because you're scared, but who gives a fuck if you actually really know who you are?
Yeah.
And what you're about.
Yeah.
And who you actually want to fuck, that's you.
In the islands, we say Banabati, man. That nigga call me goofy? Look at you, bro. You're goofy.
Gay.
Any man that can boogie is a homosexual.
Bro, you are a fucking
I was like, yo, this guy called me gay for salsa dancing with ladies. And I just started laughing because I've heard it before. It doesn't bother me. But then the same person is like, eating pussy is gay. I was like, okay. The same guy who advocates for not living with your wife, so you can live with your bros.
Yo, if you
is saying, but what is one thing they're good at sucking? What is one thing they're good at sucking?
Nigga, even gay dudes got the beat on that. What the?
Bruh.
No, dog. I don't know. I'm just assuming. I don't know. What? I don't know. On personal experience.
Bro, you don't know. Good.
I'm assuming.
Okay, good.
No, I like the same person, you know what I'm saying? Who's out here like literally laying in bed with other dudes. I have no problem with people wanting to express themselves however they want. It's just when you hyper judgmental, like Preach said, and then your personal life look a little funky. So it's like, maybe you need to chill out on calling other people homosexuals or gay or anything.
Yeah, dude, Myron's closeted as fuck, bro. Super, super closeted. Like, when I start hearing eating pussy is gay, like, that is a gay dude. If you're terrified of vaginas, like, yeah, you're probably closeted.
Never had more tooth damage in my life, to the point where the front teeth were like super sensitive because I'm biting into the peach. And it's like all the acid.
Like, I don't understand why this dumbass can't just eat a normal sort of balanced diet, and then he says veganism failed me, and then it's like, oh, what did you eat? I ate nothing but fucking peaches. Like, no shit, motherfucker. Just eat, like, some rice and beans and shit. Maybe a bit of fruit, and, like, go from there?
And sugars are just like, wow. So, like, I had to stop that, went high-fat vegan, and with Marcus Rothkran's advice, like, I was turning around. I felt fantastic, but it's the gut. And, like, I can't have a guru just, like, going over everything I eat, and maybe it's this, and, like, I have to figure this out for myself eventually. I had baby wheels, the little trainer wheels with Marcus's help. And it was
Whenever people say gut problems, oh, I had bloating and all this, like, if you look at their videos, like, you never notice their stomach bulging out or anything. So I think they're just not used to feeling full or some shit. Or having, like, large bowel masses or something. Like, what the fuck is even meant by bloating? Like, are they talking about gas? Are they talking about a feeling like their stomach is full? Are they talking about having, like, big shits in their colon?
working, and then I went on my own, and I effed it up hard. So it's like the gut just never rebounded. So what's effing me is trying to find vegan sources of protein, because I'm losing strength doing Lou Corona's like high-fat stuff. And those were just getting like nauseating.
You think this is horse shit? They say this 58-year-old Ukrainian broke world record for longest sniper shot. Hit soldier from over 2 miles.
Let's see. That definitely looks like a rifle that could make a shot like that. Is that a 40 caliber? World record 2 miles. It's probably not true if I had to guess. Almost 2.5 miles away. Took around 9 seconds to reach its target. Let me see if I can find a full article somewhere. Wall Street Journal, Ground News. Daily Express, New York Post. I've already seen the Wall Street Journal.
Did you see this? Why can't he just eat a regular plant-based diet and follow MD recommendations?
Here we have
Let me see.
2 bags of my breast milk, 4 ounces each. Sending this off to California to Cali Muscle.
Oh, it's here. Day 11, day 11. Whew.
Yeah, I saw that he was drinking human breast milk. My opinion on this is at least he's getting his milk from a consenting human. Like, all these people who are like, oh, that's gross, that's fucked up, oh, that's so weird, what the fuck? They're drinking cow's milk, milk from a different species, and the cow is being horribly mistreated and killed. They don't have a problem with that, but then when Cali Muscle gets milk from a human being, same species as him, and they're consenting, he didn't force anybody to do it, didn't kill anybody for it, like, they have no position to freak out about this. Do I think it's stupid? Oh, fuck yeah, that's fucking weird and dumb and gross. But it's way better than the alternative of drinking cow's milk, so yeah, that's my basic opinion on it. Thanks for the donation, Grandam. Alan Wiltsius donated $2, 4 minutes, 19 seconds. Let me see.
The old saying that you can't buy happiness. You think that's true?
Well, yeah, you can't buy happiness. I mean, that made me happy for a little while. But, I mean, I was just probably almost just as happy with, you know, fine. I don't know.
Is this gay? And also I found out this bitch him talking to got on all fours and let her dog fuck her 7 years ago on camera. Should I ask her about it or just ghost her? Isn't that animal abuse? Here link.
I'll take a look at that in a minute. Thanks for that donation, Negar Richie.
I look back on going to secondhand stores and stuff like that and finding a little treasure like that. And that actually meant more to me because it was more of a stab in the dark in a way, you know, because you didn't know if you're going to be able to afford it and you don't know what you're really looking for, and when you find it, it's more special to you rather than, you know, having $1,000 and going into a store like that and just buying the whole store, you know. it's not as it's not as special.
Because you've achieved so much success. I mean,
Yeah, he was still super depressed and he ended up killing himself. I've seen him high on heroin with his kids. It was really fucked up.
so quickly, so surprisingly, you've had a baby, you're married. What excites you now?
My baby, my marriage. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he's sort of right. If you actually look at the data, though, money does seem to buy happiness. The richer you are, the less likely you are to suffer from depression. Gay. Well, anyway, about the dog thing, yes, that's animal abuse. Thanks for the donation, nigger Richie. Ex-businessman breaks silence on his record sniper shot on a Russian officer. Vyacheslav Kovalinsky is believed to have executed the longest ever successful sniper shot, November 18th, hitting a Russian target 2.4 miles away. His target, a Russian officer, is believed to have been killed, although this has not been verified. I was thinking that Russians would now know that is what Ukrainians are capable of. Captured on video and reviewed by the Wall Street Journal, who have said it appears the previous record has been broken. So it was on video. So they waited for a Russian officer to appear. Used a laser to measure the distance as well as specialist software and meteorological data to calculate the effects of wind, humidity, temperature. So if it is rangefinder verified, that is pretty goddamn impressive. Thing with those rangefinders is sometimes they are inaccurate and you can accidentally hit something that's in the foreground. Or it might just have an inaccurate reading, so... But they did use a rangefinder apparently, so it might have actually been 2.4 miles away. Like, I'm wondering if, I just want to know what rifle he was using, because that would also affect the validity of the story. Because if he's using some new whiz-bang rifle round, like 300 Norma Magnum, I could maybe believe it since it's flatter shooting. I just want to know what rifle he was using.
Did you hear about the mass shooting that happened in Las Vegas? Also, you're right about money and happiness. Current RS suggests greater than or equals $2.85,000/year equals happy.
Did not hear about the mass
begin
shooting.
tonight with the deadly shooting in Las Vegas on the campus of UNLV. The urgent alerts sent to students from campus security saying this is not a test. ABC News has learned multiple victims are calls at 11:45 a.m. local time. There, law enforcement rushing from dozens of agencies wearing body armor, officers running past them. Students describing the fear, their calls to parents and family. Go home to be with their families.
The deadly gunfire erupting just before noon. Reports of an active shooter on the campus of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
Rescue 18, be advised, shots fired in the area.
A swarm of tactical officers racing to the student union and the business school. At least 3 people killed, and a 4th victim rushed to the hospital. School officials urging students to run, hide, fight.
At the time, I was evidently terrified, scared for my life.
Just off campus, anxious parents waiting for word.
3 dead, suspect killed. Well, that's gun-free zones for you. Real safe. Yeah, experience well-being rises with income even above 75,000 per year. I've seen some studies that went up to $500,000 a year, and they still saw a benefit of having even more wealth. So it kind of depends on where you're living. If you live in a very expensive neighborhood, like in San Francisco, the ceiling is even higher, but there doesn't seem to be an upper limit to how much money can benefit you. Thanks for the donation, though, Ben. Ben Shit Pyro donated $2. 21 struggling with mental illness. Watch this. It cured my depression. Me doing this every day.
One of my direct subordinates, one of my guys that worked for me, he would call me up or pull me aside with some major problem, some issue that was going on. And he'd say, boss, we got this and that and the other thing. And I'd look at him and I'd say, good. And finally one day he was telling me about some issue that he was having, some problem. And he said, I already know what you're going to say. And I said, well, what am I going to say? He said, you're going to say good. He said, that's what you always say. When something is wrong and going bad, you always just look at me and say good. And I said, well, yeah. When things are going bad, there's going to be some good that's going to come from it.
That's not true.
Didn't get the new high-speed gear we wanted? Good. Didn't get promoted? Good. More time to get better. Oh, mission got canceled? Good. We can focus on another one. Didn't get funded. Didn't get the job you wanted. Got injured. Sprained my ankle. Got tapped out? Good. Got beat? Good. You learned. Unexpected problems? Good. We have the opportunity to figure out a solution.
Broke your spine between C3 and C4, and you're going to be a quadriplegic for the rest of your life? Good. Yeah, there's obviously shit that happens that just has no fucking benefit for you. Mindfulness practice is beneficial, where you try to make the best out of a bad situation, but yeah, that's not going to cure depression. Let's see.
There's a video that I 100% legitimately play in my mind when I'm tired. I say good. Listen to this video. Have you ever heard this? It's amazing.
I don't think he would call me up or pull me aside with some major problem, some issue that was going on, and he'd say, boss, we got this and that and the other thing. And I'd look at him and I'd say, good. And finally one day he was...
Okay, that's Joe Rogan reacting to the same video. Like, to me, it's fucking stupid. Like, yeah. Oh, my penis got ripped off by a bear. Good. Like, you can't make a good thing out of that situation. There's shit that happens that just plain fucking sucks. That's antithetical completely to your well-being. So, yeah, I don't think that works in every scenario. But thanks for the donation, Ben Shit Piro. Silver Surfer donated $2. You said you used to be a trainer at a gym, right? What if one of your clients did this? Sound on. Let me take a look. Yeah, I've seen that before. I don't know if I ever had a girl just rip out a huge fart stretching. I don't recall. I'd probably laugh. Farts are funny, generally. But thanks for the donation, Silver Surfer. Speaking of things coming out of your butt, I have to take a shit.
A Ukrainian military blog says the sniper used MCR Horizon's Lord of 12.7 times 114mm HL caliber rifle. Developed in Ukraine.
Really? Okay, that is weird because 12.7 is 50 cal. So that makes it hard to believe that he made the shot with that type of rifle. MCR Horizon's Lord rifle. Let me see if I can find anything on this. Rifle designed for sabotage, counter-sabotage activities, including deserts. Destroy enemy snipers, large caliber machine guns. Because this sounds like an anti-material rifle, not a long-range sniper rifle, because 12.7 millimeter is 50 cal. That is not a rifle caliber that is conducive to long-range precision. And it says less than 1 MOA. I don't know what exactly that means. Like, I think some of the best rifles, they're at like a quarter MOA or something. So if it's just under 1 MOA and it's a 50 cal rifle, that seems to me like this is likely bullshit. Unless it was just a really lucky shot or something, but yeah, it's hard for me to believe that that type of round would be used for a super long range hit like that. But, you know, it's possible. Who knows? I'm not like a ballistics expert or anything. Maybe it is some sort of amazing whiz-bang rifle and new type of ammo or whatever, but like, the US military is moving to the 300 Norma Magnum for its super long-range snipers, so I don't know. Seems kind of funny. I have to take a shit, though, really badly. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back.
Speaking of farts being generally funny.
Let me see.
Right on.
Some of these I don't think are real, because just how loud they are. Thanks for that donation, the bend over. Alan Witzius donated to ours. Why do you think so many people need another person to have happiness? You think you'd be happy if you were single? No. Don't think I'd be any happier if I was single. I'd probably actually kill myself.
Will you be my best man at me and Christie's wedding?
Sure. I'll be there. Thanks for that donation, Jay. If I was single, I'd probably kill myself because I'm so severely suicidal. If I'm left alone for too long, I might actually do it. So Jasmine's prevented me from killing myself a few times now, so I'd probably be dead if I was single. Thanks for the donation, though, Alan.
Like, gross. Adding these nut yogurts to raw vegetables, and I'm just like, oh god, again? The salad? Just like not even good, so I'm like looking for tofu, and I'm like, oh, that's a little better. And then I started gaining strength, so I had a protein powder, and the gas is just getting worse. My skin's getting worse. Everything was just downhill after the protein, but the mood picked up and the strength to the top. That's the difference between vegan and animal protein. The meat.
Dodo 92 hours, what a dumb jackass. Let me see.
Mr. Ramaswamy, you have said it was irresponsible for Ambassador Haley to call Hamas's terrorist rampage an attack on America and for her to, quote, rabidly shout, finish them, end quote. The Hamas terror attack left dozens of Americans dead and was the deadliest attack on Jews since the Holocaust. Why wouldn't it be a good thing to finish Hamas?
Finish them was purposefully vague in a discussion that included Iran, which is what I objected to. And I think it's, as U.S. president, you have to be responsible. What happened to Israel was dead wrong. What Hamas did was medieval. It was subhuman. It was immoral. And we have to call that out for what it is on October 7th. But to say that that was an attack on America fails a basic test. I mean, Nick, if
They killed American citizens.
you can't tell the difference between where Israel is and the U.S. is on a map, I can have my 3-year-old son show you the difference. That is irresponsible because it has major consequences, because that doesn't leave room for what actually is an attack on America.
They knowingly killed American citizens, and the attack was funded and perpetrated by Iran.
So I believe I have the strongest pro-Israel position actually on the stage, even though it's a little bit different than the standard GOP talking points.
Jesus, what a dumbass. Yeah, he's special. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
It's just so easy to digest. It doesn't feel like anything is in there. And you get the benefits of strength. I've been watching a lot of like longevity talks from people who are talking about this.
Yeah, I'm convinced this guy just imagines that he has problems.
For the last 6 years. They don't know what the hell they're doing, but there's a lot of research that suggests higher protein is nice long term. You get some muscle mass, you fall over, you don't break your hip, you're not shattering your hands on handshakes. It's a nice concept. So it's just so different. Like, I can't believe how different I feel. I don't feel happier or more energetic. My mind feels actually a little foggier than it was on high fat vegan. It's not like everything's, oh yes, finally. It's just the digestion has calmed down now. No more farts. I'm having tons of green peas. Doesn't that sound like the hardest to digest plant food on earth? No gas. So like whatever I was doing, avocados were causing me super gas. So I've now entered into like an elimination type diet.
This is so dumb. If you're not used to eating a particular food, you can expect to get gas. It's not a bad thing. So what if you fart a little bit? This guy doesn't work. Like, he doesn't even have a job. And I think he gets some money from the government. He might be on some sort of welfare program. Why the fuck does he care if he's farting a bit more than normal?
Where I feel balanced and happy and good and sustained, even on this low, limited amount of foods.
Dodo donated $2. Let me see.
Members of the board, my name is Craig Schubert. I'm the mayor of this city. It has come to my attention that your educators are distributing essentially what is child pornography in the classroom. I've spoken to a judge this evening. He's already confirmed that. So I'm going to give you a simple choice. You either choose to resign from this Board of Education or you will be charged. Thank you.
I'm assuming this is literally a sex ed book.
Members of the board, my name is Craig.
Okay.
As in hatred over the last year, and we want to warn you, it is disturbing.
Lily DeBode and her partner, Stephen Finale, still get nervous when they leave their Manhattan apartment.
Until now, I was not able to say that I'd ever experienced anti-Semitism.
This is the couple on surveillance video last month, walking into a Midtown building to hide in a resident's apartment. Moments later, a man follows them to the elevator, yelling, "Die, Jews, die."
There was nothing that we did to really trigger the situation, which I think is what makes it kind of scary for me.
The couple says they initially noticed the man tearing down hostage posters on Fifth Avenue when they stopped to watch him. Then he turned around and started chasing them down the block.
I was crying and I was begging people for help.
That's when a stranger kindly offered to let the Jewish couple hide in her apartment.
Right after the doors closed, like after a horror movie happened before our eyes, the woman asked, "Are you guys Jewish too?"
New data from the NYPD shows while total hate crimes in New York City are down for the whole of this year compared to last, when you compare this November to last November, hate crimes have risen 33%. The vast majority of those driven by anti-Semitic hate crimes. And we've seen it in the forms of graffiti, threats, and physical...
Like, it's funny how New York and all these other places are complaining about hate crimes, but they won't let, people own guns. Like, if they had a gun, they could have just shot that motherfucker, and then guess how many people would be shouting, "Die Jews," if they knew they could get fucking shot? Like, practically nobody.
I wish I was straight FML.
Well, that's too bad. Maybe you can practice by just watching some hentai. Thanks for the donation, Stabby. Let me see this. Did something happen to my fucking browser? Truth number 7. Trans is a mental health disorder. It is not humane to affirm the confusion of those who are mentally ill. Oh, that dumb fucking lying jackass who is on Peterson.
It's good to meet you guys, Chloe, Katie. We happen to be in...
So I don't know about her. She literally lied about her issues with trans identities. She admitted she never saw herself as trans, and she lied to psychologists to get a gender dysphoria diagnosis, because her mother and her mother's friends made her scared about pregnancy. So in order to avoid pregnancy, she lied to a psychologist so that she could get a gender dysphoria diagnosis. And on her bad experience with that, she's basically saying gender dysphoria doesn't exist because she lied about having gender dysphoria. It's the most insane fucking bullshit you've ever heard.
In the same place at the same time, Chloe. I'd actually heard of you and your story, and thank you for your courage. Thought it would be interesting for you to share in your own words what you went through, and to share that with young people across the country so that they're able to understand what you've learned.
Yeah, so
I'm somebody who went through a gender transition as a minor. I was 12,
Because you lied to a psychologist.
around the age of 12, when I started experiencing gender dysphoria and feeling that maybe I wasn't a girl. And this whole time,
She lies about this. She says, I thought I was a boy. She never thought she was a boy. She lied to a psychologist.
I was actually my mom and dad's son. And I started going through the process of socially transitioning slowly and silently. I never really told anybody until I was a few months in that the underlying issues.
Blah, blah, blah.
But instead, they were pushed into transitioning me. They were told that there was no other option but to transition me, and if I didn't go through transitioning, then I would kill myself.
That's because you lied to the psychologist.
The direction that this.
Okay, whatever. I'm not watching this whole thing. I've seen her bullshit before. Thanks for that donation, Dodo.
That I'm eating. It's just like meats and the flax oil. We're doing Brooke Goldner's version of a carnivore diet with no cruciferous vegetables whatsoever. Is that a squirrel? No, it's just a...
That's good. Thanks for the donation, 9014. Excellent spam as always.
a dog. It's a dog squirrel. They exist. Don't pretend they don't. Oh, there was a squirrel eating that pumpkin, though. That's cute. Can you see it? Probably not. Will I get arrested for filming this house? Let's move on. It's a strange transition, though, back to meat. It always is. Like, you're vegan, you're happy, you're doing this ethical thing. It's like, yes, the world is benefiting. Here you go, little buddy. I would never hurt you. Into, like, full death mode, and you're killing everything. It's not great, but God says it's okay. He's happy with it. He's like, eat meat, sacrifice these sheep. Everyone back in the day, they were sheepherds. Frickin' sheepherds. Always had meat, milk, frickin' eggs. Are those grapes? Those are the poisonous look-alike, by the way. Don't eat those. So I don't know who I feel worse disappointing, the animals that I'm now killing or my vegan homies on YouTube. I feel like I'm disappointing them more than the animals. I feel worse about...
I can guarantee you with 100% certainty animals are more disappointed in you.
that for some reason. Like just Eli from Free Melon Society. We could be homeboys fighting for the same cause, and now like I'm on the opposite side, and he's gonna be like, okay, like I like your ideas, but not on diet. So it's like, that is a separation conflict now. And like all the people I like to watch, Jillian Berry reached out again to get me on the show, and it's like, not even vegan now. So I felt like I was fighting for the good cause, but the more I look into it and the more I feel in my body, it just seems wrong on every way. Like all the fruits are not that sweet in nature. Everything you see in the store, it is sweeter than the wild thing that grows naturally. I've seen it, I've tasted it myself. You should see my little tabletop in the kitchen. It used to be like all fruits and normal foods, and now it's like bottle after bottle of supplement that I'm trying to like, oh, maybe this will help me, and it's all protein powders and...
This guy's a hypochondriac.
Green powders, and maca, enzymes. And I turned into a supplement factory, and the reality is, if you're out in nature, there's a good chance you're gonna die as a vegan without your B12 and other things. What would you even do? I mean, I would die in nature.
Who cares if you would die in nature?
Nature, regardless of what I wanted to eat, because I couldn't catch a squirrel or a fish. All the fruit would be unripe. I couldn't even climb the tree. Yes, I could. Monkey strength. I'd fall out of it, but my bones would be stronger with the protein, so I'd bounce off the rocks. One was enough. Just let them park here. Come on.
Let's see. Candom donated $2. Reddit. Helping blind people and 69 others.
This is a limited edition Braille Playboy from 1977. The library...
Braille Playboy.
Damn!
Yeah.
Your name?
My name is DeMarco Fleming.
Are you gay?
I'm bisexual.
Are you top or bottom?
I'm a top, dom top, aggressive top.
Can you describe what dumb top means?
Dom top which means I grab you by your back and neck, put your face down, ass up, and fuck the shit out of you, and have you walk crazy for days.
Walk crazy for days.
Crazy for days, which means you'll be real sore and you'll be calling me on the phone. Daddy DeMarco, I need help. I'm sore. Give me some Tylenol. That's what that means.
Okay. Honestly, I don't think I can handle it, but I appreciate your honesty.
I know you can't handle it. I can tell the way you walk, you can't handle it. My dick is big. They call me King Kong in my pants. I know you can't handle it, but I'll make sure I go real gentle with you. Because you're cute.
Thank you so much. I like it gentle.
All right?
Okay.
I got you all
Thank
day.
you so much.
Come here.
I cannot kiss, though.
You cannot kiss?
No, I have a boyfriend.
He has a boyfriend. I got a husband. What does that mean? You can't see the engagement ring on my neck? Get with the program. My name is DeMarco Fleming, all right?
Period. Thank you again.
Holla. It's a pleasure.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Well, that was close. Oh, he wants belly rubs. Give him belly rubs. Yes. Oh my god, that dog is adorable. Yes, palace cats are awesome. Oh my god. They step on their tails so their feet don't get cold. It's really cute. Wow, look at him. They're very round. They're one of the few cats to have round pupils, too. Thanks for that donation, Candom. Alan Wiltzius donated $2. I'm glad you have Jasmine. Hope you never stop pushing through each day. I'll try my best, man. I bought a life insurance policy that covers suicide, so to be fair and honest, I might not be around in a year and a half. But I'll try. Thanks for the donation, Alan.
He lives here now. You get the one ticket and then you're allowed to park there forever. Come on. So whenever I change my diet, I always...
Just for your info, these are the current sniper platforms used by the US military. Make sure you see the last 3 on the list. I speak from experience in the USMC.
Let's see. Mark 12, I know that one. M110, I know that one. M10A1, M39. I know these. M24, M40A6, Mark 20, M91A2, M2010, 300 Win Mag, 300 Win Mag. Yeah, all the newer ones are like 30 cal. Mark 11, Mark 22. Yeah, 300 Norma Magnum, 338 Norma Magnum, 338 Lapua. This is not... Is this considered a sniper rifle? I don't think it is. Mark 15, special application sniper rifle, anti-material... Yeah, it's not a real sniper rifle. I don't think this... Does this go, like, the above picture or down? Yeah. M82 isn't a sniper rifle. M107... Again, I don't think this is technically considered a sniper rifle. Yeah, these are anti-material rifles. They're not actually sniper rifles. All the actual sniper rifles that the US uses, they're all like in the 30 caliber range. They have the best ballistic coefficient. Thanks for the donation, though, Sergeant Taz.
I like how Nazis, like Vivek Ramaswamy, still claim that being transgender is a mental disorder when the APA no longer claims that and replaced it with gender dis.
Well, yeah. they don't care about science, obviously. So they just completely deny the science, and they have been forced into an anti-science position where they're basically saying scientists are ideologues and they're corrupted by some sort of social justice ideology. That's the way they get around that. Thanks for the donation, though, Ben. You need to give Mai a boyfriend like this. Nice, handsome fellow.
What? What? What's the boy want? What you want, Bubbas? What you want, Bubbas? You gonna talk? You gonna talk to Mama? You gonna talk to Mama? So you yawn. Really? 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 Well, since when? Since when? What does he want? What does good boy want? What do you want, Bubba? What do him want? What? What you telling me?
I think these people are just teasing their dog and making them nervous. Looks like a nice dog, though. Thanks for the donation, New.
Even though, like, I revert back to veganism, I don't do veganism the same as I used to do it. I always, like, tweak something, add something new, or avoid certain foods. And so, like, now that I'm back to meat-based, I'm not just gonna do what I used to do,
Hello VG, what's up bro? Take this donation my friend. Can you make some prayers to your vegan god of gains? Say help Omar making more gains. Love you bro.
Oh dear God of gains, please bestow even more gains upon Omar, for he desires strength to crush his enemies. Amen. Thank you, Bosvin. Appreciate the donation, sir.
switching it up a notch. Last night I had what only could be described as the perfect meal. Not only with like taste, but because of how I felt after. I wasn't nauseous. Why did I look that way when it's a one-way street? Oh boy, that's the wrong way. The sign's right there. Oh, I do not see the signs. So last night we're having grass-fed beef. Little ground beef in there, about a pound. Boom, fried up in a little olive oil because I have no other oils right now. I'm not used to this. I'm gonna have to render some lamb fat or something. So it's just like that with a bunch of green peas, sauerkraut, flax oil all up in that. I had my protein shake before. It's so stupid. I'm just going through my vegan protein shake. I'm a meat eater. Having protein and creatine is the dumbest thing. So like I did that and I felt so good, and I went for a walk after and there was no energy dip. Now my prior carnivore self was obsessed with getting as much fat as possible for some reason, and I'm like having beef suet, and like when I would fry that beef, there was so much fat left over in the pan. I didn't add that to my meal. I just took the meat out, added it, replaced it with flax oil. And so like I'm not having all this nauseating liquid rendered fat. I thought there was a farmer's market here.
This guy's like an actual fucking retard. He has no critical thinking skills, and he believes the last thing he hears. He actually got suckered in by Nazis into believing the Holocaust never happened.
All the vegans died.
At one point, this idiot was a Holocaust denier. So that shows you the level of critical thinking, Vegetable Police has.
So now that I'm not obsessed with getting so much rendered animal fat into my body to be in ketosis, I'm just like eating normally. I'm not nauseous or exhausted after the meals. That was the main problem on the carnivore diet. Everything else was amazing. Digestion, skin eventually cleared, but I was tired all the time. Whereas now I'm just going. One meal a day, we're fantastic. Side rant. I was watching this video about protein longevity, and it's this woman on a keto camp video, and she was like, don't eat one meal a day though, you'll waste away. You can't get enough protein. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, if you're meat-based, you have to restrict the protein you get so much. I used to get like 250 grams in a meal. It was like way too much. Yesterday was about 174 grams. I've built so much muscle like that, eating one meal a day. Like you just do not waste away. You gain too much muscle. That's what you.
Oh boy. I don't know what fucking got him the idea that you gain more muscle by eating one meal a day, but Jesus Christ, this guy is dumb.
You have to do, like, should I work out less, or like what do I do? So I'm just doing like 2,000 calories roughly. That's just what seems to be happening. And tons of protein, but not too much. It's good. Real too good. So I can't guarantee I won't face serious health problems from eating meat in the future, but it's just everything calms down. I almost can't imagine that this is unhealthy. The way my gut feels, like we're having bowel movements, they're good, no gas, just calmness down here. I've had a couple pains as I adjust to this new meat sack in the belly. It's like, ow. It'll just be like some former vegan gas, but it'll come up, ow, ow. So sensitive gut from all the vegan stuff, that should heal soon, and the skin will clear. It's like everything feels better, but potential just nightmares ahead. I don't know, kidney disease, hopefully not. Got all these macadamia nuts. I'm trying to pawn them off on the squirrels.
Hopefully he chokes on his next meal.
That was the dumbest purchase of my life. Like $450 of macadamia nuts. They're afraid of them. They don't even want them. I understand. The gas was real. I bought so many of those, and I still have so many. Do you want macadamia nuts? Come take them. So far so good. We push on, get nice quality meats. Animals were somewhat happy for a while. That's the best we can do. Just do good and mean well, and we tried. I keep trying. That veganism just keeps failing us. My gut is not able to handle your plant life.
Yeah, these people are just hopeless. They're fucking retarded hypochondriacs, and like just because they fart, they think they're gonna die. Jordan Peterson's promotion of the carnivore diet. We'll react to that some other time, I think. Thinking of just playing some video games now. It is 2 in the morning. Problem is, where we are in Spider-Man 2 is at a fucking Mary Jane mission. I think I'll play that game in like the afternoon or some shit at some point. What am I in the mood for right now? You know, we haven't played Quantum Break. Why not? Play Quantum Break, I guess. there-ish. I can't figure out how to do this chat thing. Embed in stream. I just want to be able to pop out the fucking chat into its own separate tab, and it won't fucking let me. It's so annoying. Anyway, whatever. This is stupid on a level I've never fucking encountered before. Ellen, Wiltzius donated $2. Don't give up. The future will have better treatments for depression. Used to suffer from major depression, and he's investigating in his company to help us see what's going on in our brains and making it more accessible to people looking to kernel. Okay, might do that. Thanks for that donation, dude. Oh, good. I love how they don't have a master volume slider. Low dynamic range mode. Oh, that's for sound.
The number one killer is time. It destroys us all. This is what you need to know. Time broke. A growing fracture leading to the end of time. We went after a device that could fix it. Things turned ugly. Pulse Stream was there to stop us. He has superpowers.
Jack.
Him and me both. We failed.
Jack.
And of course, time travel was involved.
Jack.
Going too fast for you? Okay. What do you want to cover first? You tell me.
Let's start at the beginning. When you first arrived at Riverport University.
I came back home to see my best friend, Paul Serene.
Honestly, I think Vegan Gains is lying about his height. In real life, Vegan Gains is only 5'6". His extreme carbohydrate intake has caused his wiener to shrink to microscopic proportions. I would destroy him in an MMA match.
Watch where you're going, man! Fuck off!
That's good to know. Thanks for the donation, Sobrian. Let me see if I can... No, you can't pause the cutscenes.
Here we are.
Okay. Alan Witsia... Oh, wait. Yeah, Alan Witsia, Stony Tillers. Here's the link. Forgot to send.
More. Hey man, I know you've been down. And I heard what you said. I've never had your type of depression, but if it's worth anything, I just wanted to say that I and everyone in chat is with you. Also, who will give Jasmine butt rubs if you're gone? LLLLLL.
Yeah, that's the biggest concern I have, is how Jasmine would feel, but I appreciate it, dude. Thanks for the donation, man.
More people in our population are having brain problems with all different kinds of diseases. And that's what I thought you were doing some work on.
Yeah, so with this technology, kernel,
What we have been trying to do is there's no easy way to measure our brains right now. And so my team and I spent 5 years building impossibly hard technology. And so what we done a few different things to showcase it. So one, we did a study on ketamine. So I received an injection of ketamine. Before I did that, I had my brain measured for 10 minutes a day for 5 days during my ketamine session, and then 10 minutes a day for 30 days after. And what we were able to do with the data is finally share what happens to someone's brain when they take ketamine.
More and more people in our...
Well, interesting. That sounds cool.
You'd been away for 6 years.
Paul and I had kept in touch, but, well, not so much.
How did it make you feel?
I was just happy to see Paul. Paul.
Jack.
Just got to the campus. Where are you?
God, it's good to hear your voice. When you hit the courtyard, look right, you'll see this fancy modern physics building with the lights on. I'll meet you inside there. I am so looking forward.
I asked Simnat Nutrition if he was going to switch his cat's diet now that vegan cat food is more technologically advanced. He said they would still feed their cats non-vegan because they're not convinced by science. Non-vegan grifting assholes.
Yeah, he's anti-science just in general. He's also against the COVID vaccines. He's a piece of shit, and he's not vegan. Thanks for that donation, Grandam. Dodo donated $2. Have you seen this? It's too funny.
Gentlemen, it has been a pleasure.
All due respect, Ambassador, we need more than that. We are
Incredible.
rapes, tortures, all manner of human atrocities.
That's really sad.
It's really...
Doesn't seem funny, and I can't really watch it because of copyright. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Hey Vegan Gains, I'm sorry for trolling. I am very curious actually. Are you a fan of Brian Johnson? And do you think it's possible to reverse the aging process this day and age? Do you think we will defeat aging?
Wouldn't say I'm a fan of Brian Johnson, but I like what he's doing. I think it's interesting, and yeah, I mean, eventually we'll have the technology to prevent aging. Eventually. Maybe not in our lifetimes, but I'm sure eventually we'll figure it out. Thanks for that donation, Soberin.
You still haven't told me what this is.
I know. See you soon.
Why 4 a.m.? Why not wait till morning? Paul had always been a showman.
We all need more orange.
Let me take a look even now. Oh my god.
Marathon Cormac. Meow, 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 meowie. Meowie, 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 meowie. Marathon Cormac.
That's an amazing orange cat. So orange. Thanks for the donation, thee then thou.
Please don't do anything, Roshard. If you're gone, who are we gonna send racial slurs and send spam to? Did you think that, Blackie?
I did not think about that. Yeah, I can't make any guarantees. I don't know. It's, life is just really fucking hard, dude, so. But thanks for the donation, Gay Fart.
Just finished Turkey Tom's video and I must say I wish he went vegan. He seems like a pretty intelligent, nice guy. I just wish he would take that step. What's your general impression of Tom when meeting Earl? You seemed quite pleasant and knowledgeable.
Tom's a very nice, relatable guy. He just does horrible things like eat meat. If it wasn't for the meat eating, he'd be a really good person, but yeah, he needs to go vegan. He at least has the intellectual honesty to admit what he's doing is wrong, But yeah, he's a nice, relatable guy otherwise. Thanks for the donation, Farce.
Vegan gains don't give up. I get you, I go through the same thing as you, but we gotta continue fighting for the animals. Struggle like guts and never stop fighting because the animals need you.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't really feel like I do much, though, so we'll see. I don't know what would really be in my best interest. Thanks for the donation, though, Marco. Or Dutchy, I mean.
Please stay with us, VG. Don't give yourself an estimate of your lifespan. If you're gone, who will be the one to bad someone from the chat for saying stupid shit and congratulate them for it? And tell us how disappointing some hyped games can be?
Yeah, that is true. I do have to tell people what games are good and bad, even though they disagree. Don't know if that makes life worth living, but I'll add that into my calculations. Thanks for the donation, Dutchy. Dodo $2, can you raise game volume? I have my volume at 60% and it's quite quiet and you're loud. Also, what is the game about? It's like about time travel and shit. It's basically about a guy who gets time powers. Thanks for the donation though, Dodo.
On one of your last live you mentioned your favorite vegan chicken. What's your opinion on Morningstar Farms vegan chicken?
I've never had that before. The only Morningstar Farms products I've seen in stores are vegetarian, so I've never had them. I think they're vegetarian anyway, but I've never had anything from Morningstar Farms. Thanks for the donation though, Creeper Cloud.
Honest question, have you ever had any suicide attempts? Do you think you could actually do it? I hope not.
No, I've never actually attempted suicide. I've just gone through planning processes, and I think I've basically gotten a method that would be relatively painless and not leave too much of a mess. I don't want to jump off a roof or anything. But if I had attempted, I probably would have been successful. Because I'm not stupid. But thanks for the donation, Gay Niggas VG.